Hey, Troubles, how you doing? Hey, Rob. Hey, Christine. How you guys doing? I just changed. Supposed to be a good meteor shower tonight. Hope so. You had a good day today. Yep. Went up, got a. Only thing could have been better is the bagel shop wouldn't have had a line coming out the door. Oh, you're not doing well. What's the problem, Christine? What's wrong? Excuse me. Yeah, it was a good day today. Partied on. Got a couple good books. I know one of the ladies that works up in the bookstore I always visit with for a little bit. We party all night. No, I haven't been eating those like I used to, but I do get one at this college bagel place. I've never been there when it's that busy. It's hard to get a parking spot too. So if I knew that when I drove by, you could see I didn't think there was a spot, but I pulled in anyway. And then there was a line out the door. It's like, fuck that. I wouldn't wait in line that long for a free one. Insurance, which kind, Christine? Which kind are you talking about? You talking about health insurance, dental insurance? Oh yeah, I got 4 left, whole pack full. Yeah, party on. I got to go to South Carolina tomorrow. Go party over there. Women are getting better looking already. Hey, JMO. Hey, right here. Look at JMO. Cheers. Yeah, I got 1 4-pack left. Hey, Stephanie. Do you have Voodoo Ranger? I bet you do where you live. Voodoo Ranger? JMO? It's 9%. It's an ale. It's not a stout, but it's a good beer. It's only $10 a 6-pack. Hey, Jojo.
How you doing?
Good. How you doing, Chris?
Good.
He told me, is Michelle going to be on tonight? I'll leave my shirt off.
There you go. That's better.
How's it going?
Real good, besides almost dying.
What do you got, Debbie duct taped in the bathroom?
No. You know how you eat something, right?
Yeah.
And you eat too fast?
Yeah.
And it gets stuck right here?
Yeah.
Like right here? And then you think that it's gone down, but it hasn't. It's still like right there?
No, I had that happen one time with a piece of steak.
Oh, okay.
That's the #1 killer of people.
I seem to get it a lot.
Choking.
I get it a lot. And I seem like I get it a lot more as I've gotten older.
No, you got to chew it better. When you eat like meat, like steak, small pieces and chew it good, because you can die from that. It's the #1 killer.
Oh, really?
Suffocation. Yeah, steak.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Did not know that.
Yep. I had it happen one time. I was on a road trip in Nebraska. I almost passed out.
Really?
Damn. Yeah, if it would have went on for like a couple more minutes, I was going to push my table over with all my food on it and stuff so somebody would see.
I'm thinking
scared the hell out of me.
I'm thinking it has something to do with my esophagus or something, or maybe, I don't know, because in your teeth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, Mama Cass choked on a ham sandwich. That's right. Yep, forgot about that. There's been a lot of people that die from that.
Look nice tonight.
Oh, look at the cat.
Yeah. This is Dante. This is my
Dante.
Siamese.
Oh, okay.
He's handsome. He has handsome blue eyes.
Yeah, for sure.
I have Dulce, Dante, and Dexter.
Oh wow, JMO. No, now JoJo thinks it was a rumor. No, I thought Mama Cass did die from choking on a ham sandwich. I thought that too. Do you know anything about that, Michelle?
I don't know.
I do not.
I'm sure it had something to do with eating.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh.
Chew your food, people. Chew your food.
Yeah, but what gets people is you're super hungry and tastes so good, steak.
Yeah.
That's what gets you. Oh wow, congratulations, Jim. It is scary. It happened to me too. Wow. Yeah, I almost passed out. Oh, she was in bed, huh? Okay. You sure the bed didn't collapse?
So how was your day?
I had a great day. Went up to a college town, got a couple nice books.
Well, that's good.
What else did I do? Had fun. Had a nice coffee. Yeah, I had a good day today. I like driving up there.
You look nice tonight, Michelle.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Trouble, my cats do tricks, by the way. They do.
Like what?
I can get them to, well, they like to chase, like they catch flies for me. They'll follow me around the house. I can take them outside and go for a walk with them, and they'll follow me. I don't need a leash. Here.
That's not a trick.
Sure it is.
Are you allergic? Are you allergic to cats, Tom?
No.
Oh, that's good.
I never had. I mean, I had cats as kids, but they don't really interest me that much.
Yeah. Same here. I'm more of a dog person.
Yeah.
How's your dog doing?
Good.
How old is she now?
10. Maybe she might be 11. I haven't looked at the paperwork lately.
Wow. She pretty much knows wherever you go. So
yeah, I just went out and changed the batteries in my camera. We're supposed to get a meteor shower tonight, so I went and changed the batteries. I'm doing time lapse.
Do you ever leave her at home by herself ever? Or
Not hardly ever. She has a fit.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. There was a guy at Mallory Pier down in Key West where you had cruise ship stop and come in, Mallory Pier. You've been there, haven't you, Michelle? Mallory Pier?
No.
You were in Key West, weren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody goes to Mallory Pier.
Where is that?
It's the very end. They got a sign there. 90. Yeah.
Yeah, we took I didn't know what it was called, but yeah, the sunset there.
Yeah.
Is, like, you can't see that anywhere else. And then we took a boat cruise out. We almost went to Cuba and back.
No, you can't. You can't.
We didn't. We almost did.
Yeah.
Like, we got pretty close to Cuba. That's how far out we went.
But there was a guy down there that used to like play bagpipes, and he had like these 4 cats, and you wouldn't believe the tricks he'd have them do, like for money.
Really?
People put money in a hand. Yeah, they did all sorts of shit.
House
cats.
You can train cats. Like I said, like I used to have my one cat. I would tell her, "Come on," right, and I would look at her. And she would walk right behind me, like out to the end of the driveway.
Mm-hmm.
And then she would set, and I'd be like, come back on. And she would come back into the house. Like, you can train cats to do things.
That's not a trick, though.
Yeah, but you can train them to do, I'm sure if I wanted to, like, sit down and, like, train them to do something cool, they would. But
I bet you couldn't.
Well, why do you think that?
It just, I know people that have tried it. It's like damn near impossible.
It's difficult, but it's possible. It's not like dogs. Dogs I've trained, like...
I think dogs are easier.
Oh, yeah. Oh, for sure. Well, yeah, for sure. Dogs are, but you have to be consistent. See, the problem is you have to be consistent with dogs, and people don't realize that because they view them as pets. But if you're consistent, you can train a dog easily.
Yeah. I found a hand across their ass works really good.
So you gonna go see the new Taylor Swift movie, Tom?
No, I'm not a fan of her. She doesn't do a thing for me. I don't like any of her music. I don't even think she's one bit attractive.
you like any of her music, Michelle?
I do. I like some of Taylor Swift's music.
I like her, but I'm just tired of her though.
She made a couple,
Yeah,
okay songs. Nothing terrible,
yeah.
She's cool.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I give her A+ for the way they've marketed her.
I am. I'm just tired of her. Period.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah, yeah. I'm tired of her too, and it's this fake ass bullshit. Like she's always alluding to being a virgin and shit. It's like, come on. I'd like to see her in a BBC Bukkake video. I'd watch her then. I think it's all fake horse shit.
I think they said a month ago during one of her concerts, people were bringing diapers to her show because they didn't want to go to the bathroom.
Really? Yeah, she's and she gets like 25 grand to like meet
Oh,
her.
I know. She's so wealthy, it ain't funny.
Yeah, she came from money though.
Oh yeah. But
Investment bankers.
I certainly don't think she's going to be an icon as far as look at other artists before her. There's no way.
I think she already is.
An icon? Really? She hasn't even been around that long to be an icon.
Do you, Michelle?
I don't think she's going to be around 20, 30 years from now. I don't know. It's
I bet
hard
you
to
would.
say. I don't
I mean, there's nobody out there really competing with her.
know. Well,
That Katy Perry's kind of dropped off the map.
Yeah, Katy Perry has too. She's good. I like her a lot.
She's a good songwriter though, and it's like better music, I think.
You know who is a really good songwriter is Alanis Morissette. Now.
Yeah, really good. She's a cool person too.
Yeah, her lyrics. Her lyrics are like, wow.
I played that at Dunkin' Donuts one night, and I was jamming out to Alanis Morissette. But I'm like, wait a minute, there's some swearing on here. I'm not sure if we should be playing that.
Not that bad.
JMO's asking me about the identity of the 34-year-old cat lady that comes on the lives. Who would that be?
You could tell I'm a fan, right?
Yeah. Who she? I don't know who you're talking about, really.
No, the one that you were talking to last night, I think. She has a cat avatar.
The cat avatar?
Yeah.
Well, what's it? I mean, if she had a cat avatar, what's the name connected to it?
No one knows because it doesn't show names when you come on the panel.
Yeah, but like I know your name, I know J-Bo's, Stephanie. I mean, I know the names if they've been around.
Tom likes Barbara Streisand.
You talked to her a lot. Yeah, I bought that today.
Oh, you did?
I bought the magazine where she was been interviewed. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Now that's an icon. Now that's when you say icon, she's an icon. There's no way. I mean, if you had to compare her between Taylor Swift, I'm sorry, no way. There's no way.
Oh, Melissa.
No way.
Melissa. Oh yeah, Melissa. How is she a cat lady? I've never heard her bring up cats. You know, you're like the second person that asked me about her identity. No, I mean, I kind of know, but not that much. Why? Do you know something about her or something? She goes by Skyball or Skybox, something like that. Is it ringing a bell with anybody?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, it's Michelle. Melissa, yeah. Yeah, she's in like IT, lives in Dallas. Living with some guys, got some 36 double Ds. Doesn't she, Michelle?
Correct.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. No, I don't know. A couple people have asked me about her. I don't know why. She knows a lot about porn, which is a big plus. You rarely find women that know very much about that.
Do you believe it's fake?
Oh, it's fake for sure. That's my big problem. I thought it was real for about 30 years. Yeah. No, she seems real nice. Great conversationalist. Hey, Rita, how you doing? I mean, I thought she's good to have on a panel. Knows a lot. You know, she's fun. I hope she comes up here tonight.
So you doing anything for Halloween, Michelle?
I'm gonna go.
Going without makeup.
I bought a mask, and I think I'm just gonna dress up as a cat.
Oh, okay.
And probably pass out candy and we'll see. A couple of my neighbors, they pass out like shots and
Yeah.
for the adults and stuff. So I don't know. I might go around the block, maybe grab some candy for myself. Who knows?
You get a lot
But-
of trick or treaters by you.
Yeah, yeah, we get. I mean, not like an excessive amount, but we get
Yeah.
amount.
Yeah.
She says, I'm curious because her online fake identity is not obvious. I'm not sure what you mean by that.
I believe it's almost November already. Man.
Hey, hip to my trip. How you doing?
Talked to Mark lately.
No, he sent me a text. I sent him a couple links to some of these like people I like that do music on YouTube.
Oh,
And he said he liked one, but I haven't talked to him. I think he's doing quite a bit of, that band stuff. I'm not really that much of a music nut. I don't even rarely turn on the radio when I'm driving. I'm like thinking about other things.
Yeah.
Yeah, Skyball, that's her name. Yeah. I don't really know. That's all I know about her. That's not bad though.
Yeah.
Yeah, works IT, stays up late, knowledgeable.
Bimbo's doing good though.
Oh, good.
He's doing pretty good.
I just never get around. I'm not really into that kind of stuff, music and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Wow, 5 to 900. God.
I mean, I'm a big music person. I got 1,200 CDs, so I'm a big music nut.
Wow. No, it's funny you should say that, JMO. It's because a couple people have asked me the same question in the last few days, and nobody ever asked me about anybody else. It's weird, though. There's like 3. I mean, are people like intrigued with her, or what's going on there? I'm just curious why people like want to know more about her.
You like scary movies, Michelle?
Just ask Sam.
Sure.
Have you seen the Scream movies?
Yeah, I've seen this. Actually, I saw a funny movie today. It was about a girl and an older girl with a younger guy, and his parents actually paid her. She was broke. His parents paid her to like take him out and like show him a good time and everything. And then he ended up finding out when they offered her their Tesla and a bunch of money, and he overheard and got pissed off because he was supposed to go to college and everything, and he really like started to fall in love with this woman, and yeah, that was interesting.
What was the name of it?
I don't know, I just like ran into it like I got like halfway involved in it. TV was on, so it was cool though.
Oh, good. I hardly ever watch TV. I just channel surf constantly. Here, there, everywhere. I never watch anything from beginning to end.
Yeah, it's hard for me to focus on TV as well, but if it catches my attention, like
Yeah.
I'll watch it. But
You couldn't sit in a movie theater and watch a 3-hour movie.
Yeah, I have done it before, but it has to be like something that I'm really like super interested in. I drive by this theater up in Athens all the time. They have like 20 movies showing at the same time, and I look at them, and it's like then I'll once in a while like look them up on my phone. It's like I never even see a movie that like interests me anymore.
Yeah.
It's like they're all stupid, like animated or some stupid bullshit.
Well,
Taylor Swift's tour or something like that.
Plus, it's expensive to go to movies today now too.
Yeah.
It's like $25 now just to see a damn movie.
Yeah. I mean, with streaming and YouTube and all that, I don't know why people would really.
Well, yeah.
'Cause there's a lot of direct demand now. I mean, they don't even go to the theater. They come out on the
Right.
internet.
Plus, you can go buy you can buy big TV. You can buy big TVs now for your homes now. Make your own popcorn.
Oh, congratulations, Christine. Good for you.
well, there was one that was there was a movie that I just saw too. I think it was like called Drive Safely, and I want to say it was like a action movie where the guy was just like there was this cult coming after like his daughter, like ruined his daughter, was gonna kill his granddaughter, and he like killed a bunch of people. Like just it was like shooting, sex shooting, mayhem type of movie, like all over the place.
I never watch that YouTube TV either. I don't like watching Marty watches YouTube on his big screen TV.
This is my favorite movie of all time.
Oh, Sound of Music?
Yep.
What do you like about that so much?
It's just one of my favorites of all time.
Yeah, but like why?
The music, the story, it's just so great, you know. It's just so great.
Do you like it, Michelle, that movie?
I've never seen it.
Gone with the Wind's another one is one of my top favorites too.
Never seen that one either.
Gone with the Wind, wow.
I watched, actually, I worked at Blockbuster when I was younger, and they told us to like rent like we got 5 free movie rentals a week, and they really wanted us to watch it so that we could like tell people about the movies, and I could hardly watch like one a week. So
Yeah, I never got into it that much. My favorite movie, a couple of them: Shining, No Country for Old Men. That's about it.
do you like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
Yeah, do you remember?
Yeah, I saw that, but that was like,
You know who that is?
I get turned off on a movie. Like if it's something like stupid or not believable. Hey, Drifter. Hey, William. If it's something like it gets corny, I just like get turned off.
I like Hannah Montana, and I'm 50 years old, and I'm ashamed of it.
Oh, do you like her?
Miley Cyrus?
Hell yeah, I like her.
Yeah, she sounded like a lesbian now when she sings. Totally lost her voice.
Oh, did you hear about Billy Ray Cyrus? Now has a new wife now, and she's what is her language, Debbie?
She's from Australia.
She's from Australia. She's 22 years old.
Oh, my man.
And
Well,
Miley,
she's 32. He's 60, or she's 34. He's 62.
yeah, and Miley is really upset about it now. She cut all ties with her father now.
Well, she'll just need to up her dope use.
Her mom married an Australian man who's an actor, so
Oh,
he was
okay.
close to her age.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw her on YouTube the other night. She was singing with Metallica. It's like her voice sucks. Sounds like a shrimpo captain with a sore throat. I mean, Janice, what's her face, Joplin, she had a strange voice, but it was like unique. It wasn't like Miley Cyrus sounds like she just smokes a carton of cigars every day.
You cook a lot, Michelle?
Yes. Yes, I do. I cook. I cook when I can. It's,
Yeah.
you know,
Somebody was just telling me the other day that Miley Cyrus like smokes massive amounts of marijuana. Was that you, Michelle, telling me that?
It does. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, somebody was telling me that, and now he says,
She did a lot
Rob's-
of drugs for a while. She did
"Oh,
a
she's
lot
not
of
doing
drugs.
them anymore."
I know someone that smokes a massive amount of marijuana every day. Snoop Dogg.
She was doing
Yeah.
ecstasy for a while, but I think
Snoop
she quit
Doggy.
some of those drugs.
Snoop Dogg's a big pothead.
Well, your voice doesn't sound like that. I don't think Stephanie's voice sounds like that. But I happened to catch that clip on her singing with Metallica, and it's like, what's going on here?
Yeah, it was
I mean, I guarantee you she won't be doing a Christmas album.
yeah.
She can sing something. She sings great with her godmother, Dolly Parton, and she sings good when she did like The Climb. That was a good song. But, you know, it's
I
just
saw her
certain
sing one time with Billy Idol, and it was good.
songs. Yeah, she wrote a lot. She wrote most of her old songs.
Really?
Even when she was on Hannah Montana, all the songs she sang, she wrote.
Yeah.
And some of those
Really?
songs, she was the youngest ever to win a Disney award for a Disney movie. That Bolt movie, she wrote the song for that too. That she sang with John Travolta. So she was the youngest person ever to get an award for writing a song that won an Academy. So
Oh, okay.
she's got a lot of talent.
That's
She's
her
got-
show. This is her show.
Not be doing drugs.
Oh, really?
That's
They
the
say
show.
that about body odor. They say that about that MMA girl too that lost. That
Yeah.
real popular one. She had a lot of body odor. They, you know who else they say that about? That guy that advertises Lincolns for Ford, that famous male actor. They say he never takes a shower.
Ronda Rousey used to be a MMA fighter.
Yeah, Ronda Rousey. Yep.
Yeah.
It should be on there. I never took it away, but I can't see him on here. I can't see the wrenches because I'm on StreamYard.
She's pretty tough. I saw her pick up Triple H and throw him, so she's pretty tough.
Huh.
She did that. I was really surprised.
Huh. Yeah, what's that actor's name? Blonde-haired guy. I saw him on Oprah a few times. He advertises Continentals. Ford. A famous actor. Like about maybe 50 now. They said that about him too. Couldn't get him to take a shower.
Oh, Matthew
Yeah,
McConaughey.
yeah. Yeah, that's who. Yep. Yeah, I'm the same way, JMO. Yep.
What kind of cat you got?
This is my rag doll.
Is that a Siamese cat?
No, rag doll.
Oh,
Well, that's the name of one.
Yeah,
What is
look
it,
at he
like a mix?
flops. Look at he just
yeah.
totally he's purring, flopping.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
what they do. The rag dolls.
Oh, seriously? They're known for that?
Yeah,
Huh.
You
yeah.
can make some-
He
some
flops
cats-
and he's the softest.
Some
Softest
cats
cat.
can some cats can purr really loud sometimes. Really loud when they purr real loud sometimes.
Yeah, McConaughey. That's right, Rita. My buddy up in Michigan, they have one of those orange cats. There's a name for them. And they say that and it never bites or is crappy or scratchy. They
Don't
say
get
that's
one
their
pet yourself?
personality.
Yeah, that's how this one is. He's just very docile.
Huh.
only
Have you
one
ever had
pet
any
or
of your cats
or
bite you?
Not any of these ones, but I did have a cat a
Yeah,
while
orange tabby, yeah.
where like if you got her like overexcited, she would bite out of like just overstimulation. It wasn't like she was like trying to like attack you, if that
Yeah.
makes sense.
She been
Yeah.
declawed?
None of my cats are declawed. I don't believe in that. I don't like we clip their nails.
Don't they wreck your
You don't
furniture?
So here's the story. So I
Some
have
people
to
just
put
remove
like
People just remove the front.
So they're tough.
Some people just
I have to
remove the
put-
front and leave.
I put plastic on the sides of my like couches,
Yeah.
and then I make sure that I have a lot of scratching posts, and they use the scratching posts too. So
I don't think declawing's cruel if they're indoor cats.
No, I don't think so.
The fuck they need claws for inside? Other than to wreck your furniture.
I
Just the
don't.
front ones, most people just remove the front ones and leave the back ones on. Most people that do that,
Yeah. They I know a punctured skin by a cat's a 3-day hospital stay most places automatically. Yes, it
Right.
is.
Really.
I've never
Yeah.
had to have a hospital stay.
Now, it's because you didn't go to the doctor. Go to a doctor and see what he wants to do. He's not going to get sued over it.
I mean, you're always if you get a cat that scratches you or bites you, which has happened to me before with, some of my friends' cats or whatever, you just clean it off like a normal wound.
No, wrong. Not true. They have something in their saliva. It's a 3-day hospital stay.
I never had a stay, and I'm still alive.
No, you probably didn't. It's not every time. But if you go to a doctor where I was and you went in there and your cat punctured your skin, you're getting admitted
Well,
for sure.
I never
I don't
heard
want
of
to
that.
risk getting sued. Yeah, seriously.
I never heard of that before. So first for me, Tom.
Well, I'm sure
I've been
there's plenty of people that get bit that don't do anything and you never hear about it. But you go to a doctor and you
I've been
tell him
scratched.
that's what happened. It's his ass on the line.
I've been scratched by cats and dogs, and I'm still here.
I said biting and puncturing the
I've
skin.
been bit. I've been done all that. And I'm still here.
Well, it doesn't happen every time.
Right. Well, no, of course.
But there's something in their saliva that causes this infection to humans.
well,
Look it
they're-
up. Google it.
Well, they're scratches, like their claws too. They're really
Yeah, but it's the saliva I'm talking about that does the problems.
Mm. I've known more
Let's
people
look
who've
it
had
up.
emergency visits from
Look it up.
dog bites
Debbie will
and
look it
cat
up.
bites.
It says some wounds may need to be sutured and stitched, while others will be left open to heal. A tetanus booster may also be recommended. Depending on the severity of the bite and the circumstance surrounding the bite, your doctor may also recommend that you receive a rabies prophylaxis treatment. But it doesn't say anything about staying in the hospital.
Yeah. Yeah. I know a guy, he admits people for it.
I want to buy a parrot. I want
Yeah,
to buy
I had 3,000 pairs of parrots.
No, I'm talking. I want a big parrot that's like $3,000, which I'll never be able to afford. But
Yeah, you couldn't. You wouldn't last there a week. They're super loud.
they talk too.
Yeah, they mimic.
You know,
They don't have the faintest idea what the sound is they're making.
you know, a parrot can outlive a human too.
Yeah, they can live 100 years. You gotta
Yep.
get an old parrot.
Yep, a parrot can live 100 years.
Yeah, monkeys. You're right, William. That's true.
Yep.
Hey, Amanda, how you doing? Yeah, it's we had them as cat. You know, we had cats. My whole neighborhood, everybody had cats and dogs. Look at her aunt almost died from getting bitten and scratched by a cat. Hello.
Well, here's one from NIH that says, can you be hospitalized for a cat bite? They said cat bite injuries to the hand can progress to serious infections.
Hello. Hello.
The treatment of such infections often require hospitalization,
Hello.
antibiotic therapy, and operative treatment. So
Yeah, hello, Michelle. Well, I ain't never got bit by a cat.
No, I've been bit by a cat.
No, it
and I'm
doesn't
still-
happen every time.
no.
Okay, but I'm just saying, I've known more people who've gotten attacked by dogs who've had to have hospital
It's
stays.
now we're not
than
talking
cats.
about dogs. It's a whole nother subject. We're talking about the saliva in a cat's mouth that can create an odd, really bad infection for human beings.
Well, I'm sure any kind of
No,
bite or
no,
puncture, you
not
can
wrong.
get an
No,
infection.
no. It wouldn't happen for a dog if he had rabies and stuff, but it happens for a cat. It's the cat that's got this weird bacteria that can be on their teeth. That's why. It's not
I
that your
know a
arm's half ripped off. It's bacteria that's on their teeth.
I know a cat that'll bite you. You'll end up in the hospital for a month.
Well, how often do you take your cats in for a cat teeth cleaning? You do dogs, but do you
Yeah, look
do
at this.
cats?
If it isn't checked soon enough, you can get sick and die. Hello.
Have you ever? I know Michelle. You've seen Pet Cemetery, right, Michelle? Remember
Right,
Church?
Yeah.
Remember Church the cat? Remember the cat came back to life? Can you imagine though? Just can you imagine this in your head, knowing? I mean, of course. Can you imagine if you buried somebody, or even an animal, or buried a person that came back to life?
Yeah, don't bury me in no pet cemetery.
Those
Can
are
you
good
imagine
hot
what
dogs,
that-
Christine.
Can you imagine if you buried your cat one night and your cat came back again?
Don't do that.
My dad said when they were young, they'd have like cats all the time, and his dad would chloroform them,
You ever had cat stew?
Why?
kill them.
You ever had cat
He
stew?
would kill the cats?
No, his dad would. His stepdad.
Yes.
Yeah, I've heard of that before, though.
Some people have had cat stew. I've heard it's good. I never had
The
it.
reason why cat bites are worse is because dogs have blunter teeth. Cats have more like fangs. And it
Yeah,
goes
but it's
deep-
still a bacteria in the cat's mouth,
right. It
not
goes
the shape of
deeper
the
in-
teeth.
It goes deeper into your joints and tissue.
Yeah,
They're sharp.
yeah. I mean, if I got bit by one, I wouldn't go to a doctor. I just hope it didn't get worse and put some stuff on it. I know what you're saying, but doctors don't want to be on the hook for like letting you go,
Oh.
and you've told them what happened.
Yeah, they tell you like that's why sometimes like if you call a doctor, like let's say you call an on-call doctor about something, they usually just tell you to go to the hospital. Like you could be like, "Hey, I'm having like, this or that." Well, I think they just do that just to cover themselves. Like,
Yeah, they cover
in case-
themselves because it's a possibility it could happen. They're
Yeah.
not pulling it out of their ass.
Oh no, I'm not. I'm sure, it's legit. Like,
No, but
I've
you
had-
say, oh, I got bit. It's a fucking big deal.
well, yeah, I got bit and I'm still alive.
Right, but it can
So-
be like serious.
Sure.
Yeah, like this.
I mean, I've cut myself before,
Hey,
and I've
we're not
gotten
talking about
infection.
that. We're
A human
talking
can
about the bacteria in a cat's mouth that gets in your bloodstream.
Okay.
Yep.
You
You're
with
right.
me?
Yeah, the bacteria injected
Now
by
start
a
talking
cat-
about fucking alligator bites now.
the
Trying to give me a
bacteria-
heart attack?
Here we go. The bacteria injected by a cat bite can include a sprain,
Jesus Christ.
fight with antibiotics.
Yeah, thank you, JMO. Yeah. Well, tigers bite people, fucking rhinoceros. God damn it.
That was good. That was good. The dinosaur the other day.
Yeah. One time a person got bit by a snake. They didn't need to go nowhere.
A human can bite you too.
Yeah, a hamster bit
Oh,
me
geez,
once.
then I
I'm
would be-
alive. Look.
I would be.
Yeah, I'm alive.
I would be concerned on so many different levels if you told me a human
That's
bit
right.
you.
No, the whole issue here
An
is the
ex-boyfriend or
bacteria.
girlfriend can bite you too. An ex-girlfriend or boyfriend.
Yeah,
can
human.
bite
No,
you.
seriously, that's no bullshit. Human bite is serious.
Oh yeah, and some people
When you get bit by a person, did you know that, Michelle?
Yes, yes. That's what
Yeah.
I just said. I would be really concerned if you told
No,
me. a
yeah,
human
there's
bit
some.
you.
There's some. I forget what the bacteria is that they worry about.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's something. I forget what it is. Yeah.
Well, they might have rabies too if a human bit you. I'd be really concerned about the person.
No, it's,
who
it's
bit-
something I know. Like it's like who that happens to a lot, like cops and bouncers. And there's a
Yeah.
treatment they go through when that happens.
Oh, that's
When they
gotta
get-
suck.
Yeah,
I
know.
can't even imagine. Like, you get bit by a human. Like,
Yeah, no, it's like a bad thing if it punctures the skin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Weird. Crazy. I'll tell you what's weird, but some is like sometimes you question me on this bullshit. That's good because some stuff could be bullshit. I read a book on timber rattlesnakes, a huge book, like 540 pages, because they're down here. I wanted to know about them. They interest me, blah, blah, blah. And a guy named Levin Bowden, who's considered a world-renowned expert on venomous snakes. And he had a passage in one of those chapters that talked about, even though the venom's bad, that the bacteria can cause you all sorts of problems. I talked to 2 PhD biologists for the state of Georgia at the rattlesnake roundup that I went to in the spring. And they said that's absolute fucking nonsense. And if you look it up on Google, it's like they say you don't have to worry about bacteria in a snake bite at all. Zero, none. And this guy talks about it being just as bad as the bite in certain circumstances. So it's weird. I read a book one time on the eye, and the guy said in the book that you didn't need to worry about scratching your cornea, that the pain would be minimal. That's absolutely false. You have more nerve endings in your cornea than any other place in your body, which is why when you get an eye injury or a scratch or something in it, it's so irritating. It's because of the nerve endings in the cornea. It's super sensitive. It's the most sensitive body part on your body. And this fucker said that it was like nothing, and he wrote a book on the eye. So you're right. Sometimes, you got to, question this bullshit. Dr. Ruth fucked up one time on pregnancy, and an 8th grade school teacher caught it with regard to ovulation and pregnancy. Here she is writing a book about safe sex, and it was totally fucking wrong in the chapter.
well, you can't always believe everything that you read and hear. You
No.
know, like a lot of people, they'll just do like a Google. I learned that when I went to college. I took a course on fact finding. Well, it was basically for legal studies, which is very important that your credentials are, obviously if you're
Yeah.
working in the legal field, better make sure that what you're researching is,
Right.
fact and true. They were big on that. So, yeah.
William said about copperheads, that's the least serious venomous snake bite you can get in Georgia. Their venom isn't at all as toxic as the timber rattler or the eastern diamondback rattler.
Mm.
I mean, you still need to get it treated, but you don't have the same level of concern. They're beautiful snakes, by the way. If you've ever seen a copperhead snake, they're gorgeous. They look like a crawling piece of tapestry. I'm a big snake lover. Look, those things serve a purpose to the ecosystem.
One of
They
the
go
guys,
out of their way to get the hell away from you.
one of the guys from the heavy metal band Slayer died from a snake bite.
Really?
Yeah, yes, Slayer is a heavy metal band. Yeah, one of the members died a couple years ago from
Yeah,
a
necrosis, tissue damage. You're right. It
Yeah,
depends if it's a hemotoxin or more neurotoxin.
snake,
Yeah,
a
you're
snake
right.
bite They can kill you, man. We get them out here too.
Yeah. We got them around here. I've looked for them, never saw them. We've got diamondback rattlers, copperheads, and timber rattlers. But they try to get away from you. I mean, they do.
Slayer.
They're thinking about putting them on the endangered species list some places because everybody that sees the venomous snake kills it.
Died of snake bite.
Yeah. You still hate them? Okay.
I'm not a big snake fan. My friend growing up, she had a really big snake. I'm not sure if it was like a
Python or a boa.
It was maybe it was a boa,
Yeah.
but I remember feeding the snake a rat. Like she would
Yeah.
get like rats and stuff, and I remember, and they had to put bricks on top of the cage. She had like an aquarium cage, and she would have to put bricks on top because the snake was so strong, and
Yeah.
you got to really secure the.
Yeah. I went to a reptile show in the spring, nothing to do. It was the weekend, I was bored, and I went to the reptile show, and they had a lot of crossbreeding genetics, which I'm interested in on these. They weren't boa constrictors. What the hell were they?
Yeah,
Something like that, though. But they had like just tons and tons of these clear plastic cases with all these variations of color and stuff.
co-founder of Slayer dies of liver failure following spider bite. American
Spider
guitarist.
bite.
Yeah, what spider got him? A brown recluse or a black widow?
I think it was a black widow. I think
Okay.
it was one of them. I don't know if
He was probably high too and didn't go to the doctor.
We got both of those out here too.
Yeah, they have though. The brown recluse, they're killing people like in places they hadn't before because of the increased warming temperatures. There was a lady in Grand Rapids, Michigan, died from one that was in a bunch of bananas she got at the grocery store.
Yeah.
Brown recluse.
Well, I remember when I was doing produce.
I don't know if it's worse. Oh, did you
When-
ever get any?
We did. Well, there were a couple.
Venomous? Venomous?
I'm not sure if they were venomous or not, but it freaked me out. So I started wearing gloves when I would
Yeah,
stack
good
the
idea.
produce. They came out of, I want to say it was in the tropical section.
Yeah,
I
yep.
forgot what fruit it was, but spiders, all sorts of weird insects. They're supposed to check for those though before they ship.
Yeah, but you know how
everything.
that shit goes.
Right, you can't catch everything, but
Right.
they're supposed to just to keep any kind of when they're importing and exporting.
Yeah,
food.
I know a guy in Florida that got bit by a pygmy rattler
Don't
in
they remove the
a
venom?
tree he bought at Home Depot.
When you're a snake owner, do they remove the venomous?
No, some places. Those when you see those Indians with the cobras playing the flute, they've had their fangs removed.
No, I'm saying when you go to a pet store and you buy a snake.
No, hell no.
It's not
But they're really restrictive on that now.
Oh.
You got to go through all sorts of bullshit to have a venomous snake.
Some
They don't want them getting loose.
some people use snakes as a religion ritual.
Yeah.
Please.
Yep.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
There's a guy on YouTube. He had an Eastern Diamondback, thought it was his pet. And it's like crawling up and down him and looking at him, and his rattles going on. I mean, he's putting this guy on alert. And sure as shit, he got bit about 2 years later and died. Yeah.
Yeah, never been a big snake. I
No, but they are important to the ecosystem.
oh sure. Oh yeah, every animal. And
Yeah, they are.
yeah.
I mean, and you got to go out of your way to like get bit, really. 90% of the people that get bit by a venomous snake were trying to kill them. Yeah. Instead of just letting them go.
It's not one of those.
Oh, Western rattler taste probably does. And they've cracked down. In Georgia now, there are no wild rattlesnakes killed anymore at any of these shows. I went to the big one down in southern Georgia. It's all educational about how important they are, what to do if you see one, and blah, blah, blah. They're gorgeous patterns on them.
I'll talk to you later, Tom.
All right, see you later, Chris. Yeah, I mean, they're just beautiful specimens of Mother Nature, especially the copperhead. Man, they're gorgeous snakes. It doesn't even look real how it could be like that.
When I see a snake, I usually go the other way. So
Yeah, no, stay away
I've
from them.
never
That's what you're
really
supposed to do.
or unless if like they're in a cage or whatever, but like I've never because I used to go to farms all the time for the goats. I don't know.
Yeah.
I had a fascination with goats for a little while, and
The goats are cool.
I used to go and like feed the animals and everything and volunteer, help out. But if I saw a snake, I'd be like, "Eh."
Yeah, just leave it alone,
Yeah, well, yeah,
Yeah. Go away from it. That's where people get bit. Have you seen any poisonous ones out there? Venomous?
not that I'm aware of. Like, I'm pretty sure the ones that I've seen were just, gardens, tiny garden snakes. We really don't have a lot of snakes where I live. You'll see a lot of birds. You mostly see a lot of like cranes and seagulls before you see snakes.
Yeah. Yeah, William's talking about those fainting goats. Fainting goats, they faint.
Okay, so here's the deal with goats. When they get scared, they literally faint.
Some goats,
Yeah,
those kind.
they faint.
My neighbor's got a bunch of them. They're cool. You can pick them up. They fall asleep while you're holding them and stuff. They're really cute.
Yeah, they're so like what I liked about them is I used to just go up to I never had any issues with the goats on like some of the other farm animals. Like some
Yeah.
of them can be a little touchy.
Yeah.
And even with I learned the hard way about swans. I'm like, oh look,
They're mean.
I didn't. I was
No,
like, oh,
they've caused, that is actually a listed cause of older people breaking their hip in the southern states. They'll be around a pond and they'll go to feed them and they get out and chase the people and they fall and they break their hips.
I believe it. Like
Yeah.
I was like, oh
The
look,
black are the worst.
yeah. I was like,
Yep.
oh, what a beautiful swan! Like these are swans, and then all of a sudden I was like, oh wow, these swans aren't really that scared of humans. Like there's like,
Yep.
oh
No, I
yeah,
had a couple black ones. I had to get rid of them at that bed and breakfast in Florida
oh
because of,
really?
chasing people.
That's where I saw most of them. We're in Florida.
Yeah, I mean, they're
I've seen
beautiful to
them
look
here
at.
too. They
Yeah,
are.
they're aggressive. They'll come up and they really can't do much. They'll try and bang you with the front of their wing, the elbow.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you don't know anything about them, it's scary. But if you're around them, they're not really doing much.
Right.
Hey, Letha.
I was like, yep, I'm not messing with you. Okay. I wasn't going to, like, I was just trying to feed you, but we'll just throw the food far away.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Triple said somebody turned over a rock, had 2 baby diamondback rattlers. Yeah. I'll tell you one thing. You hear that like this, it's worse to get bit by a baby because they can't control their venom. That's a myth. It's bullshit. It's not true. They bite you just like an adult. I don't know how these rumors get started, but it's not true. Yeah, I never saw anybody get stitches. I mean, what would happen? Mine would come out there, they'd chase me, and I'd grab them by the neck and just grab and go put them back in the water. But they'll just keep coming and coming. They were a total pain in the ass. I never thought their bite seemed like anything at all. They couldn't bite for shit. I worked at an animal rehab thing too, where we nurse animals back to health. I'll tell you another thing that doesn't bite very hard that was surprising is a fox. We'd wear these gloves and they couldn't bite hard at all. Even the adults. I was surprised. I'll tell you what can chomp down big time is a skunk. You need damn welder gloves for those things.
I had
we had pets that people gave up, descended skunks. They were mean as hell.
Yeah.
They go in a bird cage and eat 20 birds. They can dig like hell.
Yeah, I had a friend who had a skunk as a pet, and it was just weird. Like I still didn't feel comfortable. Like for whatever reason, I don't know why. I just didn't feel comfortable going around it.
Yeah, no, they're a pain in the ass.
It's kind of like a raccoon, right? Like, would you want a raccoon in your house?
No.
Do you want a raccoon as a pet? No,
No.
you don't want a raccoon as a pet. That's
No.
why I kind of feel like they're the same.
Yeah, they're smart though. I'll tell you that. We would have them, and if we had to use lock and keys, instead of combination locks because they will spin. They will get in there and they'll stick that little hand out there, and they'll just keep spinning that lock back and forth, the combination. And it was like every month one would unlock himself just by randomly spinning it constantly back and forth, and he'd get lucky and unlock himself. And he'd go there in the morning and he's gone. Yeah, they're smart too. They can bite like hell too. You know, they try and get a dog in water so they can drown it. They'll lure a dog into water and drown it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they're very good at like surviving and stuff. Those things used to, I had expensive birds in Florida. I've had them come through and in 5 minutes wreck $10,000 worth of baby birds. 2 of them will get on that each end of a wire cage about 3 foot off the ground, and they'll shake it. And when the birds get scared and drop down off the perch onto the bottom of the wire cage, they'll reach up there and pull their legs right off them, through the bottom of the cage. So I started like shooting them, which was legal to do.
Wow.
I've caught one sleeping with a bunch of babies in the top of my barn, and I shot him with a 22 hollow point right between the eyes when he was sleeping, and he still almost bit me. I was on a ladder. They're fucking badass.
It's crazy.
Yeah, super sharp teeth. Yeah. Crazy. Yeah, the grouse, William, there's not too many of those around anymore because of the lack of snowfall. That was a problem up in Michigan, grouse. I used to see them all the time as a kid. This weird weather is, they need snow for insulation. And the snow hasn't really been much.
You know what's kind of sad? I have a little bit of a sad story. So my mother, she likes to feed the birds, in the neighborhood. Well,
Yeah, I do too.
there's a parakeet in the group.
Oh, that's cool.
No,
It's
it's
like a
not.
regular budgie.
It's just a green parakeet. It was someone probably lost it because they don't live up here. Because once
Yeah.
the temperature hits, it's gonna start getting cold soon. And she called the shelter, the bird shelter and everything, and they didn't do anything. But it's gonna end up dying this winter because it's not gonna be able
Depends
to.
which kind it is. If it's one of those Quakers from Florida, it'll live.
I hope so. Like I really do hope
Is it
so.
a
but I
regular
wor-
budgie parakeet? Like this kind you'd see in the dime store?
Yeah, it kind of looked like a green, like little tiny
But if
green.
it's all green, I mean, there's a difference between a Quaker and a budgie. Try and find out which one it is. If I
Okay.
lived up there, I'd catch it.
I was trying to ask her like maybe because so she called there's like a bird shelter here and I told her I said, "Well, call them, and see if they can give you like maybe a trap or something for the
Mhm.
one." But it's hard because it literally hangs out with all the
Yeah,
sparrows.
yeah, it does. Yeah, it's cool. Yep.
So hopefully it survives
Yeah.
the
Well,
winter.
William, like ringneck pheasants too. You don't see those like you used to, and that's for a lot of reasons. Mainly, farming has changed. In most successful places where you hunt ringneck pheasants, they're managed programs. You bring in eggs and you hatch them and you raise the babies and you let them go in the fall. Ringneck pheasants really don't do that well on their own. Even in places where the Dakotas and Iowa, where ringneck pheasant hunting used to be prevalent, it's like nothing anymore. And that's for those reasons. But I'll tell you, it's weird in Detroit. You go down the ghetto, there's ringneck pheasants all over the place. It's crazy. You get those cold winters and nobody doing shit, helping them, and here they are. They're all over the damn place. It's weird. Yeah, beautiful birds. They're from China, ringneck pheasants. And
Oh, really?
turkeys, the ones you see. You get turkeys up there, Michelle?
Oh yeah.
They're
Oh,
all
yeah,
from
wild
Mexico.
turkey.
They're from Mexico originally.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a lot of those running around.
Yeah.
Especially in there's one town here called Irondequoit, and they have a ton of like you'll see them. You have to watch out for. They go crazy.
Really?
Yeah,
Like, do people hunt them, or are they just kind of a novelty that people feed?
I think people just feed them here. Well, because this isn't a hunting community. Like you have to kind of go about
Yeah.
half an hour, 45 minutes south,
Yeah.
and there you can just go at it. But
Right.
where I am, like, it's, city, suburban.
Mm-hmm. Yes, there's a lot of them around here. Raccoons will really wreck a turkey population, eating eggs and babies. And crows will eat ducks and stuff. They're meat eaters too.
Oh,
Crows,
I'm sure.
yeah. Yeah,
And
wild
that
turkey, yeah, they're around.
and then I remember, well, when I was in Florida, some kind of fish or some kind of bird dropped a dead fish right in front of me when I was walking in Florida. I couldn't even catch what the bird was. It was a big bird.
Could have been a pelican.
Big bird.
Yeah, most of the birds like are black, but they go down to Florida for the winter from like places like Georgia,
Oh, okay.
and a lot of them keep going South America, that kind of thing. But like the black vultures, a lot of those hang out in Florida that are from here. It gets warmer. I still have some hummingbirds coming through, which seems kind of late for me, but one or two scragglers coming through in the morning. But I had like 40, 50 at a time about a month ago.
A lot of the birds here are already started to migrate, so that's how you know it's getting chilly
Yeah.
for sure.
Who's seeing that parakeet? Your mom?
I saw it. I caught it. Like I literally hit it. I was outside on her porch and I mean, you know what a sparrow looks like,
Yeah.
right? Just a little tiny gray thing. And then here's this. I'm like, what is this trying to blend in with the gray sparrows? And I looked at it and it was a parakeet. And I think somebody may have lost their parakeet because you don't see parakeets flying around here.
Yeah.
You just don't at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
So then I looked it up and um I don't know. I'm hoping for the best,
I've
maybe
seen some parakeets that are pretty good talkers.
my mother has a parrot and it talks and
Which kind, do you know?
a green Amazon.
Oh, okay. They're mean though as they get older. Is it biting her yet?
Yeah.
You better believe
It's
it. They
kind of
all do. The yellow nape's the worst, and they can bite.
he's a yellow crown,
Yeah,
yellow crown
yellow
green
nape.
Amazon.
Yeah, they'll bite
And
the hell out of you.
and but it sings. So sings happy birthday.
Yeah.
It has an interesting vocabulary. I'll just leave it at that.
How
I
long she had that bird?
I want to say that bird's probably 30 years old,
She's
around
had it
30.
that long?
Yeah,
Wow.
yep. But they lived to be like 100 or so. They
Yeah.
lived to be like 80 years old, 80 to 100 years
Did
old.
she get it
So,
as a hand raised baby?
yeah, yep,
Huh. And she's had it 30 years?
yeah.
Wow. Most of them, they run into fans and get loose and all sorts of shit. Cats get them. I mean, that's long for a pet parrot to live inside.
No, I mean, he always, had his cage and
Does she let
um,
him out ever?
she used to. So
Yeah,
like
now he
when
bites.
we first we still give it showers and stuff,
Yeah.
loves getting we'll take it outside in the summer and spray him
You better
down
clip
and
his wings.
we haven't clipped his wings in a long time
Yeah,
because
he'll take off someday and you'll never get him back.
right, well, that's why we don't let him out of his cage anymore outside.
Yeah.
Um,
You're
but
better off just clipping one wing than both.
but
That way
yeah,
they like spin around when they try to fly.
his name's Plato, like the philosopher. My mother named him, and he has quite the vocabulary, I have to tell you.
Yeah, they're good talkers.
He'll trick anybody. Like you'll be like, "What? What did your bird just say?" Like,
That's cool. Did she work with him or did he just pick it up on his own?
um, well, when I was a kid, I used to talk to it all the time, and I worked with it with the singing happy birthday.
Yeah.
I just used to keep on repeating it, repeating it, and and I got it to whistle certain things too. But he's picked up on a lot of her vocabulary lately. But like he can pick up on like if you keep the radio by it too, it'll start trying to like sing the songs.
Wow.
And yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, they're cool. Huh.
But he used to be a lot friendlier. He's not as friendly.
No,
Like
that happens to them all as they get older.
yeah, we used to be able to like put him on our hands, like shoulders,
Yeah.
not be afraid. And now it's like in their beak. You want to talk about a bite?
Yeah,
How
they
about
can
it break
bite.
your finger?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, they can bite.
Yeah.
You see,
Yeah.
that's what happens with pet monkeys. You get one, everybody likes it. It's got a diaper, and everybody wants one. Then about 3 years later, it gets mean, and it spends the rest of its life inside a cage because they don't want to get bit.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
actually, my mother had an incident where the bird attacked her and she had to go to the hospital. So if you
No,
want
I
to talk
believe
about
that. Yeah, I believe it.
because like he went crazy
Yeah.
and
You
like
know, that bird doesn't sound like that. Normally happens when they were wild caught.
what I think may have happened was like she slowly like kind of stopped letting it out of its cage and it started staying in its cage and you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and then it was like it's just like anything else. If you keep something caged so long, you know, and then you let it
Yeah.
out.
Usually parrots that get that aggressive, they were wild caught and kind of semi tamed down, and they were sold through pet stores. That's why there's so much difference in a hand raised baby compared to a wild caught that was tamed down. And if hers is 30 years old, there's a good chance that was a wild caught parrot
Mhm.
that was just tamed down that you could handle. And that wild really that gets worse as they get older. When it attacked her, what kind of damage did she get from it?
It was a few years ago, but I remember I was there. It went crazy, and we took her right to the hospital. That I think it was like I mean, I think all she had from it was nothing broken or anything, but
Just
just
bites?
went a lot of bites and broken skin. I think she had to get like a shot, like a tetanus shot or something.
Yeah, no
And
kidding.
yeah, it was brutal though. It was like when they attack, it's
Yeah, I
not
know.
like
Yeah, it's true. Yep.
their beak isn't like a regular bird where it's
No,
like
yeah, no, they can
kind of
bite like hell, man. They got a hard bite. They have a super sharp beak. He's lucky he didn't kill her. She didn't kill it.
oh, I know. Like freaking
Yeah,
I would have been so upset if that was me. Like I would have probably
yeah,
get wet, you know, like but yeah, everything was okay and
yeah. But that's the difference in a hand raised and a wild caught that was tamed down. That behavior, especially when they get older. Yeah, especially the males. When they get into breeding system, they get season, they get real aggressive. Yeah, I had birds like that. Big difference in like a hand raised one and one that's not.
I,
Basically, if you've got a wild caught that's temperamental, it's like they're never really good pets because you're afraid of it.
I never really had an interest in owning a bird for myself. Um, I don't know. I just never really like sparked my interest to
Yeah,
they're kind of their cages, it's a pain,
it
like
is.
keeping their cages
Yeah.
clean.
Amazons aren't too bad. I'll tell you the ones that are super dirty. It's all wet food they eat are minor birds. They throw
Okay.
stuff. Yeah, they're super dirty. You know, minor birds were kind of the thing before people started getting parrots, and you'd have to have their own special room. So they just be throwing stuff all over the place. You know. You know anything about she's asking about a catheterization that you get in your wrist. She asked if anybody had ever had one before.
A what? A
A wrist
catheter.
catheterization, yeah.
Yeah, so what are they talking about? I
She's
don't
got to get one. She's got to get one.
Oh. Oh, she'll be okay. Like, um, I think they use that to like test for like blood or something like that, or for like your heart, right? Is it like some kind of test for your veins, like some kind of like artery test,
Oh, okay.
maybe?
But I never had one. I mean, I heard of people getting them. I don't know anything about it. I bet there's YouTube videos on it though. You know,
Oh, sure, yeah.
catheterization. Yeah, I don't know what that entails really. One through the wrist. I guess it's just a needle in there, isn't it? And they hook you up to a machine.
Oh, yep, a cardiac catheterization procedure done through the wrist. Conan asked about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I know my father had one done, and it wasn't really that he was okay. The procedure didn't take that long. It didn't
Okay.
like leave anything, damaged or
Yeah, they do. Conan said they did them through the groin, and I don't know anything
they
about it.
can. Yeah, they can do them through the groin too. Yeah, they can do them through the groin.
Huh.
That's where I think he may have had it from. I think that's when they test for your heart, your arteries, or make sure everything's flowing okay.
Yeah. I think there's some risk, a little risk, at least the old way. I don't know what it is, but I can remember reading a thing about it a long time ago.
Yeah, there's always a risk for everything, but I mean, it's generally those things are pretty safe and
Yeah. Well, good luck who's ever got to get one.
yeah, good luck. Hopefully it goes easy peasy.
Yeah, right. Yep. Hopefully it does. Tonight's supposed to be a good meteor shower
Where?
everywhere.
Everywhere? You can see it everywhere?
Yeah.
What time?
All night, as they said.
Oh,
When I do those star things, Star Tracker videos, if you look at them, most people don't. You'll see 3 or 4 shooting stars on every one of them.
really?
It's not rare. Nope. They're all over the place. Cool, kind of cool looking. You can really notice Jupiter. If you do you ever look at my star videos?
No, I've never seen your star videos.
Why don't you watch them?
I'll watch.
But the bright one is Jupiter.
Okay.
Yeah. You wouldn't know.
Do you now with your star videos, do you use like are they like close up? Like
No.
or you're just filming them from the ground?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they look like they look like sperm, like when you see sperm in like a thing.
All right.
That's what they look like. They're
Everyone
light trails. Kind of cool. I just uploaded one today. They're not too popular, but I have fun doing them. I do it with GoPros, time lapse. You got to do a lot of time lapse though. It takes 3.5 hours to come up with 45 seconds of time lapse star tracking.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah. So usually I try to get like I just replaced my batteries. I should get 6 hours tonight. That should give me about a minute and a half. Hopefully it's good. It was a little cloudy when I first went out tonight. Nah, you'll be all right, Conan. I mean, it's just your wrist, no big deal. Cleveland Clinic is really good it's the #1 heart place in the world, Cleveland Clinic.
They can probably give you like a sedative, they probably give you like a nice sedative and, numb the area. You probably won't feel anything. I mean, I'm sure it's better getting a catheter that way than through,
Yeah.
your urethra.
Yeah. What are you getting that this week? Getting it this week? Yeah, painless. That's what I think too.
Yeah, they'll probably give you, you'll be all set. I'm sure you can ask to get put out. Who knows?
Yeah. But you can, if you ever have, if you're unsure, you can go. Cleveland Clinic's the best. There's world renowned. People from all over the world go there. I went there. Yeah. It's good for heart. Yeah, shooting stars. Yeah, I usually get about 3 or 4 a night. Kind of cool. Tonight it cleared up, thank God. It was cloudy earlier. There's a little moon out there. It's kind of fun. Tomorrow I have to go. I'm going to South Carolina, some little town out near Columbia. This party. Marty's wife is like collects vintage Christmas trees. She's got like 1 million of them. She goes all over the country on shows and stuff. And I guess she got some out there. I'm gonna go get them for her. Bought some from a lady online, or I don't know how it happened.
Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah. And she's like really into those. Did you have any aluminum trees as a kid?
No, never.
Yeah, we had a couple, I remember. And you'd have a light. The
Huh.
town I'm going to is Gilbert, South Carolina.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds really cool.
Yeah, kind of cool. I'm just picking them up for her. I drive. I like driving. I like go anywhere. I drive all night long to get to destinations. That last trip I took when I went out to Arizona, I drove 25 hours straight through.
I took one trip that was like that.
Yeah, they are JMO. She's paid 10 grand for some trees.
But
Like one of a kind. Yep. They have like conventions all over the country for these things.
that's crazy.
Yeah. It's like all collectibles. OC9 balls.
I honestly don't like collecting a lot of things.
I don't collect anything anymore. I used to be a big time collector, man. Not
Really?
anymore. Yeah, fuck yeah. Only thing I'm collecting now is memories. I
Memory.
don't want all that shit laying around. It's a mental illness.
Yeah, I don't really see the point. Like, I mean, if it means something to somebody, okay, I mean, if it's something they're really interested, okay, but like I
If you're-
never got
yeah.
into that.
If you're a collector, you're never satisfied. You look on that shit before you go to bed. You look at it when you get up. You've got alerts on your phone. You're going to auctions. You're looking on eBay. You're going to shows. I just decided one day I'm not doing this shit anymore. It'll wear you out. You're never satisfied. You're always trying to like get the jump on a collection going for sale, and it's fucking crazy. No, it's total mental illness. I was one. Civil War letters and marbles, antique and machine made both. And I only got into machine made because I got bored with antique, and I basically bought everything I wanted, and everybody else was keeping what they had. So I thought, fuck, I'll start collecting these. I sold all my marbles about 6 years ago.
You don't have any marbles left?
Nope. I still have places that call me that want me to come to the shows to like. I will say this: marbles for me was the hardest learning curve ever in my life. It took me a good 8 years of reading and going around and getting fucked and paying too much and talking to people to really become an expert on vintage marbles. But I still had people call me up that will pay my way to come to a show to appraise marble collections for them or to look at their collection. And I don't do that either. I just had somebody from YouTube the other day had me 99.9% of marbles are worth nothing.
Really?
Yeah, nothing. And I had people get a hold of me. Hey, Tom, would you look at my marbles? Yeah, send me some pictures. And once you get there are other people that can do this too, but it took a lot of time. I'd hate to think how much time I spent learning marbles. I know all those guys that wrote all the books. I mean, I'm really good friends with Brian Estep. He's like a world-renowned expert on marbles. He just called me the other day. He's going to come down as soon as this house is finished. And Marty says, I want to go to a marble show. It's like, well, go by yourself. It'll eat you alive. I used to go to marble shows, get there a day early. They have in-room trading, which means you go to a Holiday Inn or something. Everybody has their doors open. And for 3 days, you buy and sell and trade marbles. I would get to a marble show a day early. And there are times I had all sorts of lighting equipment, magnification, you name it. There were times when I would get to a marble show and like people would bring in collections they wanted to sell. And I would stay up for 2 days straight with a flashlight and a magnifying glass looking over collections of marbles. And you want to know what? Not get one bit tired. I'd go from Monday. Next thing I knew, it was Wednesday. That's how addicting it was. I had special cases made for them all, wooden cases with felt inserts. Fucking
That's
nuts.
cute, though. I mean,
Yeah. I'd take
I
them
never.
around, you know. I mean, I was like more concerned about my marble collection than anything. You know, you don't want to drop them, you know, and it's total mental illness.
I never was really into like I never really, you know, got into like because
You're
honestly,
smart. That's
no.
smart.
Well, the
It's
thing
like
is,
an emotional aberration.
it's too. The thing with me is like it would be clutter to me. Do you know what I mean? And that would
Yeah,
give me anxiety. Like if I had
yeah,
too much. Like,
yeah.
do
The
you know
good
what
thing
I mean?
about marbles, though, I mean, you can have $200,000 worth of marbles that you could keep in a drawer of your chest. It's not like
Oh, okay.
you got
Well,
5-gallon buckets of them. The most expensive marble I ever sold was $8,400
wow.
for a mint condition Chinese bird cage. People get marbles confused with art glass. The difference is I had a bunch of those. I sold Marty, the guy here. I sold him about $30,000 worth of art glass that's probably worth $100,000 now. They actually appreciate it. About a third of the guys are dead. They're no longer around, which of course increases the value. But the difference between art glass, like beautiful marbles that you see, and ones that you collect from the back in the day, is that the art glass, even though they say they're marbles, they were never intended to be played with. They're art glass. They go in a decorative bowl that's been hand blown glass, and you put them in your china cabinet, and people look at them. Where the marbles were intended to play with, and that's the kind of unique thing about collecting them. That ones that just stayed in mint condition, they're 140 years old. Marble paperweights, yeah, very, very interesting. Yeah, I had a marble paperweight I sold for $3,100. It was a Latticino design in clear white. It's just fucking nuts, crazy. You run around doing this shit, man. But I mean, I had a good time doing it. But I collected Civil War letters too and photo albums. I had 6,300 photo albums, good ones too. I'm not talking about some bullshit 1960 photo album of a family that went to Florida. I'm talking about like 1880s of Europe. I had a huge collection. I've got one now. I've got one collection left. Samuel D. Bates. I'd sell it for about 75 grand. He was President Garfield's Sunday school's teacher. I've got all his diaries from the Civil War, all his letters between his old students, just tons of shit. Actually, I was going to donate it to the state of Ohio and take an income tax deduction. But, those motherfuckers never called me back. And it's like a major kick-ass cool collection. And I also got a hold of Pat Sajak, who's on the Board of Regents at Hillsdale College in Michigan. It's like, hey, I got this. William Bates was tied in with that school. He never called me either. The way to make money on collections is to break them up, sell the diaries separately from the letters. I hate doing that. It's just like a mental thing of wanting to keep a unique piece in time together. So I still got them. And I don't know, I'll probably sell them one of these days. But I don't want to break it up. I'm sure I could get like tons more money if I listed them on, sold the letters individually and sold the diaries individually. I've got like a 120-day account during the height of the Civil War where he journals everything that happened during that day, and where soldiers were crying and talking about like curling up in the fetal position and crying for their mother and all sorts of crazy shit. I had 3 Abraham Lincoln letters that were really good that I actually lost money on because I had to pay a tax bill, and it was a fire sale, and I sold them through that fucker in Cincinnati, that guy that used to be on the History Channel. And I probably lost 30 grand on those fucking things because I didn't want to take the time to be that behind on a tax debt. Overall, I did well, but I lost my ass on a couple, and that was one of the examples.
Yeah, I never well, you know what okay, so when I was a child, I collected they had Christmas bears that came out every year, and
Yeah.
it would have the year. They don't do that. I don't see them anymore, but I had a collection of those, but then I got rid of them. And that was probably the only, to be honest with you, that's probably the only thing ever. And even then, I got rid of them because I'm like, what am I going to do with a bunch of these? You know, like
Yeah.
they were cute and it was not, you know, I enjoyed every year, you know, seeing what they were going to come out with. But like, I don't know. I just don't like.
Yeah, well, collecting, part of the thing I think is, well, first of all, you have to have a screw loose. And secondly, you have this idea of you have this good feeling of all this great shit you've got stored somewhere.
Oh,
And then
okay.
at least the way it worked with me is like, you know, I'm young. And you know what I learned? I learned that I thought, well, I'm collecting all this shit. I mean, I made good purchases. It wasn't going to yard. I didn't want to fuck around with yard sales or any of that kind of shit. You know,
Yeah.
I knew where the good stuff was. And I thought, well, I'll collect all this stuff. I know what I bought and I'll just sell it when I get older. You know what I found out is I hate selling things. I
Oh,
just
really?
hate, yeah, I hate dealing with people, the questions, packing it up, worrying about it when I get, I hate fucking selling things. But I didn't realize that until I, you know,
Well, I would always like do, well, obviously you were selling it to make a profit because you had valuable items.
yeah,
But like me, I just give stuff away all the time. Like the Salvation Art, you know, those places, you know, when I get too much of anything. But like you had the real deal, like expensive
yeah,
stuff.
yeah. I mean, this Beanie Baby and all that shit's a total waste of time. You know, stuff like that. I
Yeah,
know people that collect these fucking bullshit Hummels and stuff like that. You know, I mean, there's, I'm not, you know, here I am justifying what I collected and, you know, what you collect is junk. But I mean, it's all mental illness. You know, your people are buying, I know people that get these custom cabinets made, you know, to house this fucking junk.
yeah, I
I'm not
couldn't.
talking about like yard sale people, but again, this is how you differentiate yourself and how you justify being an obsessive compulsive collector. As you know, my stuff historically
Did you get like,
relevant.
did you get like some kind of like higher satisfaction? Like
Yeah,
when you got
yeah, fuck
something,
yeah!
you
It was so
probably like,
exciting, and I had good times doing that. I mean, I go to shows, and you know, I knew a lot of people, and uh, you know, knew what the hell I was talking about. And I thought one day I'm going to really cash in on these things. And I just found that I hated selling stuff. I didn't like dealing with people and asking a bunch of questions and shit.
What's up, gang?
How's it going?
hey,
All right.
Yeah.
long time no see.
Yeah.
What are you doing out there today?
Just I was out doing some running around. I'm just now getting home and getting a moment to chill out.
Oh, there you go. Taking it easy.
Yeah.
Any more California trips planned? No, that's all right, William. Go ahead.
Won't be until January.
Oh, okay.
Possibly before that, but it's just that's on a who knows situation. But what's guaranteed, what I have scheduled is in January.
Okay. Michelle, Rob's a pool table expert.
Oh, okay.
Rebuilds them, you know, refelts them, goes to big shows, that kind of thing.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I used to play pool. There's a pool hall not too far from my house here. Go and play pool for a little while.
Rack them up.
Yep.
Are you worth a shit as a pool player, Rob?
I'm no professional, but I can hold my own.
I
I
also,
mean, if you went into like a place out in Rochester where Michelle lives, would you kick everybody's ass?
I don't know. Rochester's got some pretty strong players, but I'll give them a run for their money.
Really? Did the pool playing it as a game come later? Which came first? Which came first, rebuilding tables or being a pool?
I would say that I probably worked on tables more than I started to play.
Gotcha. Michelle, you worth a shit at pool?
Not really. My thing was bowling. I bowled for years. I became really good at it too. Everyone was like, "You could be a professional." I had a help. I had like a
Wow, that sounds. I'll be right back.
I had a trainer for a while. I became really good at it, and then I was just kind of got bored. I got bored with it.
Yeah, so I don't like bowling, man. Just sit around with a bunch of dumbasses. So boring, drinking.
Well, we didn't
Most of those
really.
bowling alleys are going out of business.
They are. It's not as popular as it used to be. You're right.
Same with pool tables. I don't even know anybody. I remember when I was a kid, it was a big deal. We'd go down, play pool, but I don't even know anybody who owns a pool table.
Yeah, we had just recently it was 48 lanes of bowling and 28 pool tables. And now all the pool tables are out of the place. They put some kiddie arcade in there.
Yeah, right. Video games.
Yeah, our pool hall, the big pool hall that was in this area is pretty much non-existent anymore. I got to travel across the river to go to a pool room.
It was fun. It was fun. It was good. It's always good to be on a team. Like we won a lot of I got a lot of trophies, bowling trophies, and won a lot of tournaments. But it depends on your team, teamwork too. So
There's some championship bowlers around here and some championship pool players, but like I said, we've got three bowling alleys around here that there was many more years and years ago, but there's three that are pretty predominant. We got some championship bowlers. The one with the 48 lanes, they were having multiple people bowl 300s. And
yeah,
Really?
I came close.
How much, Michelle?
280.
Did you really?
Yeah.
That's pretty
Yeah, I
strong.
think
I
I
told
bowled
you
a
I'm
240
not
one time.
bad especially for a woman, and I'm a left-hander too. So everyone would always be like, "Oh, we got a lefty here."
Well, I was an okay bowler.
They bring in some officials and stuff to check the lanes over. How are all these people bowling 300s? And they came and checked everything over, and they said, "Well, everything's in with specifications. You just got a bunch of championships, a bunch of champions here, and that was it."
But there's a lot of stuff with how it's like oiled and
Yes,
this and that.
It is. It matters, though. It does matter. It
Yeah.
really makes a difference. You have to adjust, though. That's the thing. If you're a professional, you'll
Yeah.
learn after if they let you practice beforehand, you get a feel of like how the lanes are set up, and
100%.
then you just adjust on how your shot.
That's the
Yeah,
thing
what are
with-
those pool balls made out of?
Well, a good set of pool balls is a phenolic resin. Most of the companies will have their proprietary formula, but the best pool balls is and the good pool ball is a phenolic resin.
And what would that cost for a set of them?
Usually-
Retail?
Like
Yeah.
200.
Retail, $200 will get you an entry level decent set. If you want a good set, you could spend as much as $400 to $500 on a set of Brunswick Centennials, which are really high end, and you can spend, like I said, $400 or $500 all day long on a good set of pool balls.
Now, if you knock one off and it hits the floor, does it fuck it up?
If you have a really high end ball,
Yeah.
generally not.
Huh.
If you get the cheap balls that are made out of a polymer resin or a polyester polymer,
Yeah.
or if you're using a stone compound, now they're crushing up stones and making a compound. Those,
Yeah.
those are the cheaper balls that, you can.
You were saying something in one chat about they had a flood and it fucked up the felt making companies in Hungary or something.
That was in Belgium.
Belgium, yeah.
They had a levee break. When that levee broke, it just flooded the whole area, and the cloth was being made. They've been in business for 300 years or some crazy like that, and the river used to power a wheel that powered the plant, and so they were right on the river. You can look them up. It's I'm trying to think the name of the company. It's Iwan Simonis is the name of the cloth. Simonis cloth, but the mill that they make the cloth at is a huge mill. So the cloth that the pool table cloth they produce is only 3% of what comes out of that mill. The rest of the high-end textiles that come out of that mill is the textiles that they use to make the high-end suits. So like your Armani suits and so forth like that. That's where the textiles that come out of that plant. And it's 3 years later, and they're still having problems producing it because they took all that hundreds of years old equipment and moved it up to the second floor. And so they're trying to, reset everything up and replace things that were ancient. And you can look it up online. Hold on, I need to go check my air fried sweet potatoes.
Okay. Hey, Conan, I went through that. I had a cardiac ablation at Cleveland Clinic. I mean, I don't care why I had it, but I really think it was linked to like chronic depression and about 7 years of not sleeping. But I went through an experimental procedure at Cleveland Clinic called the TokaStar study. And there were 12 of us. And I had that goddamn AFib, which was a fucking nightmare. If you look up Bruce Lindsay, I think he retired. But I applied for the TokaStar study. And what it was a catheter that had an LED readout on how much they put pressure on the 4 pulmonary veins. At the time when they used to go in and catheterize the veins, they really didn't know where they were at. If you did it too much or you didn't do it enough, those people still suffered from AFib. And all 12 of us never had AFib again. It's called the TokaStar study. I think they sold the fucking patent and the machine and all that shit for like $1 billion. But Cleveland Clinic's the places. Oh, you had one too. I'm telling you, Conan, Cleveland Clinic's is the ticket. Everybody I know that went to Mayo Clinic and the University of Michigan has had 2 to 3 ablations since. And I know 2 pilots that had to retire from AFib. And Cleveland Clinic's got a very high batting average. Yeah.
AFib, I know a ton
It's a
of
pain in the ass.
people.
They'll scare the fuck out of you about having a stroke.
Yeah.
You've probably had the Holter monitor and the event monitor on you, that kind of thing. But, they got you keep thinking about stroke and that kind of shit. And you're on all these blood thinners and you can't eat green leafy vegetables. And your insurance doesn't want to pay for the one where you can. It was a fucking 7-year nightmare. TokaStar, ToKastar, TokaStar study. But I had Bruce Lindsay. It's funny. I've run into a couple people, running into them at gas stations and shit that had Bruce Lindsay too, and they haven't had AFib either. Yeah, Cleveland Clinic. Now, my opinion, which of course is never worth shit. I mean, I'm just a lay person that maybe got lucky. Cleveland Clinic is not worth a fuck for a lot of things. Look up independent reviews at Cleveland Clinic. They are absolute experts at marketing, except when it comes to the cardiac division. It's actually the number one, and they can still fuck up too. I mean, number one, still putting people in the graveyard too, but not as bad. And they have a much higher success rate for arrhythmia. That arrhythmia is a fucking pain in the ass. You feel like shit. Conan, do you know when you're in and out of sinus rhythm? See, I could never tell. Oh, 4 years AFib free until a month ago. Yeah. No, it's none of my business, but being where you're at in Cincinnati, I would not fuck around with anywhere else than Cleveland Clinic, just by virtue of the data that they have. They've been world-renowned experts forever. And there's a dual certification you need to be at the top of your game on AFib. And Bruce Lindsay had it. I forget what it is. I'd be glad to look it up for you if you wanted me to. But there's only about 30 of those guys in the United States. I'm sure that there are people that they've done these ablations to, which, by the way, isn't considered surgery. I don't know if you know that or not. They go through the femoral artery in your leg. But if you have problems with that and you need some research done, I'd be more than glad to do it for you, because that was 7 years of totally fucking hell. Seriously, man.
Wow.
There's a guy. Actually, I wrote 2 articles for them a long time ago, believe it or not, and they wanted me to come on staff. And the guy was such a fucking controlling dickhead that I didn't want to do it. But he was a guy that had a PhD in, I forget what they call it. It's how to work networks and computers and that kind of shit. And he started a very successful arrhythmia thing. There's a lady that's on YouTube too that was very famous too. I haven't talked to him in about 10 years, but I had my ablation about, probably 10 or 12 years ago. And I researched the holy shit out of it. Now, all you can do is line the cards up as good as you can. But if that continues to bother you, I'll be glad to do the research for it, because it was kind of interesting and fun. And I'm sure, like they did me, they've scared you into thinking that, you're going to have a stroke and be a fucking vegetable. And really, it isn't that bad. But
No, it's
again,
not.
like I talked earlier about the cat bite, nobody wants to get sued. It's a possibility.
Like, I know many people who've had to deal with AFib, and honestly, a lot of people have AFib and don't even realize it, because sometimes there isn't many symptoms, or you just feel like, you're off or whatever. But
Yeah, you're fucking tired and shit, or
It's-
anxious.
yeah, it's curable, and a lot of people have it. So it's not like,
But you got to go to a good place. I mean, you'll go to places, you'll be going there for 10 years, million follow-up appointments, and still get it here and there. I haven't had AFib since I had the procedure. Yeah, I don't know, William. I don't want to speak on something I'm unfamiliar with. Femoral artery is very big. Actually, that's why an ablation is a one-night stay in a hospital, because if that fucking bandage pops off, you're done, man. It looks like a garden hose spurting out about 3/4 inches of blood. You're fucking screwed. If you're not in a hospital environment, you can try and hold your hand over it, but no one wants to take the risk of someone bleeding out. And honestly, in the whole scheme of things with regard to hospital procedures, as I said, an ablation isn't considered surgery. Ablation ain't shit. It's like a filling at a dozen. It's nothing at all like open heart or any of that bypass or any of that bullshit. Oh, you've passed out. Interesting. No, I mean, if you look, I'll come up there and take you down to Cleveland Clinic. I've probably taken 15 people to Cleveland Clinic, drove to where they lived, took them down there. I'm familiar with the whole place. I know where to park. I know the buildings inside and out. You wouldn't need to do anything but sit in the car, take you down there, get your exam, drive back to Cincinnati, and I'd come home. Because when you're not feeling good and you're passing out and you've got AFib, by the way, don't ever mention that passing out to anybody related to your driver's license. That's an automatic 6-month suspension in almost every state.
Wow.
Yeah, and there's no way around it. They'll jerk your fucking driver's license for that. Yeah. So if you have a problem with that, let me know. I'd be glad to do it. I've done it for a bunch of people. Yeah, and it's scary when you're in that circumstance. And I know you're a single person. Yeah, I would do it. And it's no big deal.
So, Tom, do you think if I went to the Cleveland Clinic, they could figure out what's wrong with me?
No, I don't, because, I've had the same problems you've had in a way. I would recommend the Cleveland Clinic, but I'm telling you, I mean, this sounds weird, but, the Cleveland Clinic, they're experts at marketing. But if you go look at Cleveland Clinic ratings, Google ratings, and third-party ratings, these people are fucking up left and right. I wouldn't go there for anything else. I wouldn't. And I know 2 people, no bullshit, not exaggerating, could care less either way, that died because of fuck-ups at Mayo Clinic.
Damn.
And, that happens everywhere I know. But, it isn't like the great Mayo Clinic doesn't make mistakes. These were mistakes. This was legit 100% malpractice. So, there was a girl on here that used to be Erica, same kind of thing. She had to get back surgery. It's like, where are you going? Well, I don't really know. I got referred to this guy. It's like, Erica, please. She comes on here from time to time. I haven't seen her in a long time. It's Erica. Where do you live? Denver. It's like, let me do the research for you on your back surgery. Same thing. Triple certification. How many have you done? Is it a laminectomy? Is it a fusion? What have you done? I'll do all the research for you. She was all set to get the surgery. I said, do not go to that motherfucker. Don't. You could go there and do well, but let me do this. Just trust me on this. I did it. She canceled her appointment, went to the new guy, and is totally happy. But she still could have had a bad outcome. But
Good job, Tom.
All you can do is your due diligence, look at people that have done a lot of them, their success rate, and go for it. But there's a lot of fucking hacks out there. But Cleveland Clinic, you're in Cincinnati. That's a no-brainer. I wouldn't go anywhere else just because of the data they have. You go to Cleveland Clinic, you go out to that airport out there, if you go to Hopkins Airport, either one, you'll see there are Arab sheiks that come in there and rent the whole goddamn floor. They have a 5-star hotel there. I stayed there once because of a blizzard. It's like 400 something a night. They'll rent a whole floor of that for a month. And those guys, you'll see 15 Gulfstream jets parked out there because that's where they went to get their heart surgery.
Wow.
Yeah, it's worth it. And I'm sure they put a couple in the graves themselves. But overall, compared to most places, arrhythmia and AFib is a huge business, a giant money maker for hospitals. University of Michigan and Cleveland Clinic are constantly suing each other for stealing employees. Doctors, well-known guys with a high batting average.
Wow.
Yeah, Bruce Lindsay was a super gentleman too. He's a cool guy, kind of an eccentric guy. I mean, health nut. I mean, this motherfucker would walk on his hands and knees to get fat-free fucking salad dressing 100 miles away. Just an expert what he did. He was from Missouri. He went to Washington College in St. Louis and got better as he got older. You see some guys in sports that they're just as same as they were in college as when they were the 5th year in the pros. This son of a bitch was like Larry Bird, continued to get better as a guy that specialized in that procedure. Yeah, but seriously, do it. Yeah, I'll tell you why. It's not because AFib is like open heart, but you get tired of your life being ruined. You're worrying about this shit. You're tired. Your fucking heart's like going up to 190 things a minute. You're eating all these bullshit pills. Yeah, seriously. No, I don't know of any place to go for that, Michelle. If there was, I would go there. I'd go there too. That's a tough one, man. Mental shit. It's a moving target.
Well, William, I hope you go to the doctor because we can't diagnose you here, but that sounds like something you should go to the doctor.
No, I don't know. I don't think so, William. I don't think so. No. But if you're where are you living now, William? I mean, Cleveland Clinic. I used to drive down there from West Branch in 5 hours and 40 minutes from West Branch, Michigan to Cleveland Clinic. It's nothing. I stayed in Beechwood, east of town, which is kind of a pain in the ass. But that real nice place is like, super expensive. Yeah, 210 over 148 is high. Oh, that's fucking crazy. No, that's high. Yeah, it is. What you worry about is you don't want to stroke out. Yeah, you don't want to stroke out. That's the thing. Dearborn Heights, no. You're even closer. You could get to Cleveland Clinic in 4 hours. 4 hours. I wouldn't go anywhere else with a cardiac issue. You're lucky. Both you guys are lucky you're that close. Hell, Conan's in Ohio. Yeah. You want to get that blood pressure down for sure. There's all sorts of shit linked to long-term high blood pressure. I wouldn't go to Michigan or Beaumont or any of those places. Not when I was in 4 hours driving distance to Cleveland Clinic. Oh, a couple years ago, that's good. Yeah. No, that's high. In the old days, 25 years ago, if you had high blood pressure, they used to think that once you've got it under control, you're okay. Now they say that constant pounding in the arterial wall wears out veins and arteries. So you want to get it fixed as soon as you can. Yeah. Yeah, I went through that damn shit. I know it sounds bullshit. It's not like I'm embarrassed to have a heart problem, but I think mine was directly linked to lack of sleep and depression. There's people that have never been depressed that have it too, so it's hard to say. And I could be 100% wrong on that. But I do know I got it fixed. Yeah. Hopefully I'll be slinging it to a few more escorts in the next 2 decades. True measure of success.
Yeah, I'm gonna reload this. Give me 1 second. Let's see.
Okay. You know, I don't know anything about that, JMO. I mean, you can spend like crazy amounts of time researching this damn shit. And I like the staff down there at Cleveland Clinic too. I kept in touch with a girl that worked in there for quite a while. And she got gained about 100 pounds and I quit calling her. Yeah. Yeah, I had a good outcome there. And in the whole scheme of things, really AFib, it's like I said, I know 2 pilots that had to retire because of it. There's all
Yeah.
sorts of theories on it.
Yeah,
I
I
was getting all
know.
kinds of static. I don't know what was going on.
Oh, that's right.
I
Yeah,
mean,
no, we're trying to help you.
it's very common AFib, even in young adults, and
Yeah.
it's
These young
when it gets-
adults, you know, a lot of young adults are getting it because of this vaping and these fucking energy drinks.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I mean, that definitely can cause issues. But I think if you ever have like any kind of heart issues, go to your cardiologist and
Yeah, I go to Cleveland Clinic. I wouldn't even fuck around. Really, they have so much of a database on, you know, would you rather go to a place that did 20,000 people or 2 million of the same procedure you need? That's basically what it boils down to, you know? No, yeah, no, it's hard to function. Plus, it's on your mind all the time. You're fucking rear-ending people at goddamn intersections because you're thinking about your damn heart and shit, and wondering if it just went into AFib and this and that. And yeah, no, it drives you nuts. Plus, you know, you can get the grand prize of them all, a stroke. Be wearing a fucking diaper in a month. You'll put my diaper on, won't you, Michelle?
yes,
Oh,
yes,
thank you,
I'll
thank you.
change your diaper
Oh,
for you
thank
when you
you,
have a
thank you.
stroke.
I know Jable would. Yeah, get me the big pins, like the foot long ones.
I'll take pictures of you.
Yeah,
We'll have fun
please
with it.
do. Post
have
them when you
fun
get
with-
mad at me.
We'll have fun with it. We're gonna laugh
Yeah,
at aging.
right.
We're gonna age. We're gonna
Yeah.
age joking at ourselves.
Yeah, right. Yeah, but it's fixable, you know.
Sure. I mean, I've known people in their 20s who've had the mini strokes.
Yeah,
Like the
Tia's.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And I mean,
There we go.
they're
Yeah.
they never had a major stroke and
Yeah.
they got it under control and they're living healthy lives, had kids. I mean, like, so
Mhm.
if you do end up getting a health problem, it doesn't
Velcro, yeah.
necessarily mean like the worst
Mhm.
case scenario. Just remember that.
You're right.
I know it's scary and, your brain probably goes to crazy places because,
Yeah. Jabo says that they're Velcro now, the big diapers. Don't you women laugh? You know, you'll be wearing those damn things in your 60s. There's a procedure my sister got. It's not the Whipple procedure. I
You
can't
can't,
think of it.
yeah,
Where your
no,
bladder leaks.
it's,
Your bladder leaks.
I forgot.
Yeah,
My-
there's a name for it. Do any women, older women, know what the name of that is? Where your bladder leaks. You know, after you urinate. You can get it tightened.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
about $2,800. Insurance doesn't pay it. You got to pay for it yourself. That, or you can wear those little mini diapers or those things they advertise on TV.
The pads.
Yeah,
The
yeah, that's what it's for. But this is a normal problem with older women, is they get like in their 50s and 60s. It's basically a leaky bladder, really. It just, that old valve doesn't shut off like it used to. Yeah. We turning you on, Rob?
Oh yeah, buddy.
Yeah, all right, good. Good.
Old
Yeah.
leaky bladders, perfect.
Somebody's got to have a fetish for that out there. Oh, good. Yeah. Yeah, it's my sister had it done. To Cleveland Clinic too. Yeah.
You don't wear
She had a
diaper
bunch of
like
shit
you
done.
were-
She had 2 facelifts, 2 breast things done. Not here. She died in June, all for nothing. Although she did live to 83.
That's good. That's a long life.
Yeah, I think it is too. Yeah.
If you live in your I think the average lifespan's like 76, I want to say.
Yeah.
So
I don't think pelvic exercises would do you much with that leaky bladder, though. Maybe there's a genetic component to it, you know?
well, they have pills for that, and then they tell you to do like Kegel exercises, and
Oh, they do.
yeah, I'll
Maybe that's what Jabel's doing. Kegel exercise. But if it's your bladder, I mean, what exercise you going to do for that? Drink less liquid? I don't know. I mean, it's an organ
Wear a
inside.
diaper. You do your long streams and you drink a bunch of that dragon's milk. You just wear a diaper. That way you ain't gotta get up and go piss.
Well, I would, but it's more of a female problem.
yes,
just
yeah, us
joking.
females have like more problems than you guys do.
No, yeah, you sure do. That's true. Yeah.
Hey, I remember I had a friend, right?
Yeah.
And she was hilarious when she was, I want to say we were like 13 years old, and she told me that she thinks that she might have prostate cancer, which isn't funny,
Right,
in
yeah.
general, like
Yeah.
prostate. But I had to explain to her that she doesn't have a prostate. Women don't have prostates.
Well, the prostate. That's why butt fucking is less painful to women because of the prostate. That's why.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah,
Okay.
anytime.
Didn't know that. But
Yeah,
thank
that's
you
the
for-
real pain part. Yeah. I'm not saying it feels good, but I mean it's a lot less painful for women than men because of the prostate. Yeah. Oh, from lung cancer. Wow. A brother and a sister. Wow. So there's, maybe a response to smoking or drinking or, I mean, you'd be surprised at people out there with COPD that never smoked.
I know people with lung issues that never smoke.
Yeah.
Just
Yep.
that's just
But you can get like, I mean, I try to be careful about it. Even smoking food. I'll tell you what's really bad for your lungs: campfires, forest fire smoke. Like when that Mount St. Helen erupted, we were talking about that the other night with Stephanie. That shit is bad for your lungs.
Oh yeah, we had all the wildfires up in Canada, and for whatever reason, it blew all that shit this way.
Yeah.
And it was so smoky and foggy, it was unreal. It looked like
Yeah.
the fucking end of the world.
Oh,
Jabo.
congratulations, Lisa.
I like Jabo. Jabo just said that her husband had a female student turn in a medical excuse saying she missed class due to prostate surgery.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
it's crazy. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there are certain things, as everybody knows, as you get older, like you get, they say like men get impotent and stuff, like testosterone, that kind of thing.
That's
Yeah.
why you guys go through your like midlife crisis and buy a sports car and
Yeah, but I don't think that's because of lack of a heart on.
Lack of a hard on. I need a new car.
Yeah.
I need something to fill this void. Like I gotta keep my mind off of.
They say you can get Viagra for something like that. $30 a pill. They say too, if you use those, college kids use those so they can still have sex and be drunk. You'll get a hard on drunk. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah, they're big on college campuses. You can get smashed and still get a good rod.
Hey, if you get so drunk you can't get your dick hard, boy, you need some sleep or something.
Yeah, you probably
You need a Viagra.
You need something else besides sex.
I mean, it sounds like a good idea, though. But you know how that is when you're young and I don't think I ever got that drunk where I couldn't get a hard on.
I agree. I passed out before that fucking shit.
I think I would too, yeah. Yeah. Smoke
Or
for 50 years.
blackout. Pass out or blackout.
Yeah, I think I might have thrown up maybe one time drinking my whole life.
Oh, when I was
Yeah.
younger, oh jeez, the stupid shit we used to mix
I
together and
don't,
drink.
yeah, I don't
That's
think.
what
I mean,
was
I know.
fucking
I'm sure I could have got a drunk driving ticket, but it was never like, that's the alcoholic brain. When you've got when you drink like that, they're never satisfied. They can't get enough. And where me,
Yeah.
I'll get to a certain point. Like I drink 2 Dragon's Milks, maybe 3 on a rare occasions, and I don't think I could drink more than that, no matter what. So I'm lucky. And my parents were both alcoholics. So I got lucky there. My sister didn't drink either much. And I had 2 stillborn stillborn brother and sister. And who knows, maybe they would have been alcoholics, I don't know. But when I get a certain amount of alcohol, I don't want any more.
Well, your liver too,
Wow.
when you get older, your organs just don't function as well as obviously they did when you're in your 20s.
Oh,
No.
100%.
Women have a problem like getting lubricated. They make all sorts of shit for women lubrication.
Yeah, it's called KY.
Yeah, but there's better things than that now. I
I'm
think
joking.
there's better things than that.
Like what? Motor oil, Crisco.
No, even like Slipperier. I always kind of wondered how that worked though. If you're an older woman, you're about ready to get down, what do you do? Just excuse yourself and go in there with a turkey baster? I mean, how's that work?
Spit.
Go in there with really, Tom? Really,
No,
Tom? They're gonna
No,
go
but
in
I mean,
with the
how do they?
turkey
I'm just
baster?
kind of curious how it works like that. Like if you prepare early and it lasts, or you excuse yourself and say I got to go to the bathroom and whip out a tube of that, or what goes on?
You want me to tell you the old trick?
Yeah.
You pack some Vaseline in your belly button.
I never thought of that.
Oh, buddy.
You guys are so.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
We're gonna who here in the chat is like TMI, you guys?
There was some silence after I said that. It's like everyone's
Yeah.
like, "What?"
It's like I thought to myself, well, that's a good idea.
J-Mo's
Oh, yeah.
Lord.
You go out to the bars, you gotta like pack some Vaseline in your belly button. You never know what might happen.
He's prepared. Watch out. What other
Yeah,
baggage
that's good thinking.
What'd you
That's good thinking. Heck yeah, that ought to be in Reader's Digest.
That was like, that was like 20 years ago. That was
Life
that's old
hack.
school. That was old
Life
school.
Yeah.
Everybody in the comments were like, "Oh yeah, we did that."
And then you're really lucky if you have a deep belly button too, right?
Yeah, you
'Cause
would
can
be.
just
Yeah, you
put
would be.
more
There you
in
go.
there.
You got a big old.
I don't
scoop
think
of-
you'd need that much of it though.
That's
I
right.
don't think you'd need that much.
Oh,
That's
You
right.
know?
that was
that's
good.
weird. Yeah, they market the hell out of that stuff though. You see it a lot. Like if you go in a drugstore or something. So it must kind of be an issue.
Well, no, Vaseline's good for a lot of different
Yeah, it
things.
is.
though.
In a cut, what it does is it seals the wound for bacteria.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what. There's no medicinal quality to the
Well,
Vaseline
Um,
itself.
you can use those too if you have dry skin.
Yeah,
Vaseline helps.
yeah. It'll help, but I don't think it's as good as some of the top-notch skin softeners or quality. I think you get what you pay for in skin cream.
You have to really do your homework though, because
Yeah.
sometimes the most expensive isn't the best.
Right.
So go to your
But it kind
dermatologist.
of is.
Yeah, go see a dermatologist. They
Right, that's
usually
right.
know what to look out for and whatnot. Because
Luciderm, I think, is a good one. The one they give you samples of.
a lot of lotions
Mhm.
are actually bad for you because especially if they're scented or
Yeah.
they have alcohol in them, certain alcohols.
Yeah.
Just-
You know what causes a lot of bladder cancer? There are published studies on this. Burning candles.
Really?
Yeah. Look it up. Yeah, bladder cancer. Yeah, prevents blisters. Yeah, Jaybo's right about that. Yeah, they make a thing you can get like at camping stores or some name for it, Blistex or something, where you like put it on your feet before you put your sock on if you're doing a lot of hiking.
Well, there's I found a good lotion for your hands. Like if you suffer from, dry skin on your hands or fingers, it's called here, I'll show you. I've used Bag Balm before too, but it depends on how bad it is. I might have some right here.
Hey, now seriously, Michelle,
Yeah.
I'm serious. Is it a joke or you've heard that sperm's good for your face?
I've never heard of that. Like being honest with you. I've heard
Have any women heard of that?
you know what I've heard is urine is good for your skin.
I'll tell you what's interesting about urine. Urine, right straight out of the spigot is bacteria free. Because I remember thinking those golden shower fetishes. It's like, why would you do that? All that bacteria. There's no bacteria in urine when it's fresh. None.
I heard urine is good for your skin. Now I'm not sure that my grandmother told me that, and I wasn't sure she was just being crazy.
Yeah, that's a good question. Anybody heard of that?
Well, I've heard in gyms, like a lot of the UFC fighters and wrestlers and stuff, what they get like athlete's feet and stuff like that. I guess a good cure for athlete's feet is to pee on your feet.
No, I'll tell you what's better than that. It'll get it. Yeah, Vicks Vapor Rub too.
Well, there's something in your urine, like some kind of like
Oh, no kidding.
it has like some kind of like antibiotic effect or something. That's what I heard because
Yeah.
your waste also has like antibodies for stuff that it was fighting in your body that you're getting rid of as well.
I'll tell you
Something
what's hard to
that.
get rid of: toenail fungus.
No, you're right. I know a couple people who deal with
You can
that.
do it though. You can do it. You can do it. You got to take the Lamisil pill with the prescription nail polish, Lamisil both, and you got to do it every time you think of it. Put that shit on 5 times a day. As soon as it occurs to you, do it, and switch it up with the cheap over-the-counter stuff and Vicks Vapor Rub. It'll get rid of it, but it's like a 7 or 8 month deal. Because you can go to a dermatologist. I've had dermatologist. I got it one time. You go to a dermatologist and they'll tell you this is hard to get rid of. Not if you're diligent and you really go balls out.
I know people who've literally gotten all their toenails removed because of it.
That's one way of doing it. But you know what they have come up with? I don't know. They didn't have it when I got it. Is laser can get rid of it now too.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's the old school treatment, getting all their toenails removed.
Is it?
Yeah.
There's
better ways now, laser.
Oh, okay.
But they got it like anesthetize you and stuff. I mean, that's a lot of heat that's killing that, Look at Aletha talking dirty about sperm. No, but I heard sperm was like good for faces, but I thought I never really looked it up. I thought it was just kind of like a joke.
I've never heard of that. I've heard stuff about urine before.
Yeah, urine. Yeah, I believe it would probably be good for some kind of fungus,
Right, because like true. you figure you're like I know from.
Oh, I don't know. Excuse me. Keep your thought. But there's a gene associated with the smell in urine with some people that eat asparagus.
Yeah, mine does. No,
yeah, mine does too. Mine does too. But there's a gene for that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, that is. Well, because I always said that to people, and they're like,
"Yeah, it's sterile." You're right,
I'm like, yeah, like I know, like after eating asparagus, it smells like weird.
It does. Yeah, it sure does. Yeah, but there's a gene associated with that. So crazy.
Well, I had family members who did the 23andMe gene test thing.
Yeah.
And it tells you like what you're like predisposed to get like health wise.
Yeah.
all sorts of stuff, and it was really interesting to see, and it also tells you, and it was pretty accurate too.
Yeah.
It tells you, like, what percentage of nationality that you are.
Oh yeah, I got that actually in my bathroom. I just haven't set it in. I know I come from a fucking lineage of fucking kooks. I don't really want to see the results.
No, you know what might be interesting for you though, Tom?
Uh,
Is if you do that, it actually links you up online
Oh,
with
great.
people all over in your gene pool. So like you could talk to like
I
a
don't
second.
want to. I think they're probably in fucking mental institutions. Yeah, sperm has protein supposedly too. Hey, here's another thing I want to know as we're talking about this shit. Like, are you like you're probably at the age now where like you're at your age, like if Eric said, hey, I woke up this morning and I had like, 3 ounces of green shit drip out the end of my dick. Would that like would you rather he kept that to himself? Or you say, oh honey, we'll have to get this looked at and just cross your fingers and it went away? Or did it gross you out, or you'd be supportive and wonder what the fuck it was?
No, I mean, I would hope he would tell me like
Would
if
you tell him about like feminine hygiene issues? Or your girlfriends?
I mean, it would probably depend. Like if it wasn't anything that I would think's like serious, you know what I mean? Like it's one of those things. It's like if there's something wrong with me that I would think is pretty serious, I would definitely tell him just so
No,
that
but
he
what
could
if it was
take me to the
just like
hospital.
not exactly attractive? And you could get rid of it on your own and not say anything.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I probably wouldn't say anything if I could, but if it was something like,
Yeah,
major where like, of course I'm gonna say something.
right. You'd say something though, because he would eventually find out about it.
Right. Like if
Like
it
what
was
if he came home and said, I got syphilis?
if he came home.
Yeah, would you go like bonkers?
Well, I mean, like that
Yes
would
or no?
be I bonkers. I would be concerned because that would
Yeah.
mean that I would have it,
Yeah.
obviously.
That's easily curable though.
Yeah.
But it's just interesting the psychology that goes on with like people and what they tell and what they don't. And like people have been successfully sued. Dennis Rodman. I heard Jim Harbaugh, but I don't know that for sure. That they
Hmm.
knowingly had herpes and gave it to people they dated because they didn't tell them.
They didn't say anything to him.
Right? Didn't say anything. I mean, on one hand, in a perfect world, I think if I had herpes and I was dating, I'd probably make up some excuse why I had to wear a rubber all the time. But
I mean,
I would not be like not telling people. That'd be my way around it. Because if you knew someone that, now they've got HIV in check, you can have unprotected sex now. If you if you were dating and you were single and you knew a guy that used to be HIV and he proved to you that his count was 0 now and it was okay and he had medical documentation to substantiate this and you did your own research, would that be in the back of your mind? To me, I think that'd be a deal breaker. I don't think I could like have sex with somebody that, even if it was 0, that they had that at one time. I couldn't do it. Could you?
I mean, the stigma is definitely there, and the fear with all of that. Like, if somebody was to be like, yeah, but it's in check, like, I don't know. I don't know how I'd feel if someone told me that, you know?
I think it'd be a deal breaker for me. I know you can get it, through transfusions and all this kind of bullshit, but there's just too many. It's like anything. It's like any aberration like that. If there's 10 people out there and there's another 9 people that don't have it, why in the hell would you do that? I think that was Rob eating something, wasn't it?
I don't, He said it was static. It was just a weird
Oh,
noise.
it sounded like somebody eating though. He probably pulled out his taco making machine. Hard shell. I don't think I could do it. No, speculate, JMO. Come on. This is just for the sake of getting somewhere with a philosophy. This is all make believe. It's not like your identity is protected and it's real. It's hypothetical scenarios.
Right. This is for entertainment purposes
Yeah,
only.
entertainment. Well put. That's exactly it. But certain things, like I think it would. I think it'd bother me. Stuff like that. In a way, I think it sounds crazy, but you're better off not knowing. See, he was making a hard shell taco. These are all the things that, people cross paths with. You know what I mean?
Right.
They say papillomavirus, people, now they have a vaccine for young people. They say that 93% of adults past the age of 40 would test positive on a papilloma test. And what's weird is they test the women, but not the men now. I mean, it's a bigger issue for women than it is for men. Cervical cancer, uterine cancer. Yeah. Oh, gotcha. Oh, sorry about that, Jabo. Oh, all right. I gotcha. I thought you were talking about syphilis. Makes sense now. Thank you.
What was that?
She was talking about that noise that somebody was thinking that they were eating.
Oh,
they had. I think it's a good idea. If I had kids, I'd have them get the HPV thing.
well, they have chickenpox vaccines now for kids. My son had his. So kids get treated for that,
Yeah. See, if you get old enough, you survive it through this stuff. You just don't really give a shit about this stuff anymore. You're like my age and you're thinking, it's just as soon pass. I'm running a perfect record at 67. Why blow it now? You know what I mean? It's like you don't really want it that bad anymore. You'll be there someday. Your sex life will trail off like a motherfucker. About another 15 years, and you'll be wondering why, and if it's you, and your husband no longer finds you attractive, and he's beaten off to porn more than the attention he's given to me. You'll be faced with all these same issues us older people have crossed paths with. It's normal.
Well, you just have to find a lot of hobbies, I guess, keep busy.
Yeah, but a hobby isn't doing anything for you. Yeah, he had that. That's exactly right. That's from oral sex on his wife. Guys get that. My nephew got it. Yeah. Oral sex on women. You get that esophageal cancer. Yeah, I forgot what it was that the women had to have, though. It's like a precursor to cancer and then a genetic predisposition. Yeah, Michael Douglas. That's exactly right. Yeah. Yeah, but I forgot exactly what it was that the women had to have. Yeah, great. You get throat cancer. My nephew got it.
We're talking about medical issues tonight on Tom's
It is a
show.
medical issue.
No, I'm just saying our topic's going to be medical
What a
issues.
drag on that, though. God damn, man. Getting that shit. You're just going to the doctor. You got a sore throat. And the culture comes back. And it's like, well, Mr. Reed, we got your lab results. Like, yeah. It's like, well, you got a little more. And you don't have strep throat, but you have esophageal cancer. It's a known cause from, well, I'll be blunt with you, sir, oral sex with women. It's like, you got to be fucking shitting me. I get name throats rotting out over this horse shit. I didn't want to do it to begin with. We were drinking. It's like, well, I feel you. But we're going to need to schedule some chemotherapy for you. And there's a 80% chance that you won't be dead in 5 years. Over that, you can make sense out of enjoying smoking for 50 years. even though you knew you weren't supposed to do it, and getting that nicotine high. But here you're looking at death's door for performing oral sex. I'd be fucking pissed. Does it make sense to you? And what kind of penalty is that to pay for trying to do a good deed? Yeah. Oh, I didn't realize anything at all about his reputation. Did you know anything about that? Kirk Douglas? Was he a real skirt chaser? Michael Douglas?
I don't know. I mean, a lot of those celebrities, do their thing with,
Michael Douglas. I don't think the dad was a big skirt chaser, was he, Kirk? Maybe they all were back then. I don't know. What a drag getting some shit like that, though. I think it would be. I had a neighbor up in West Branch. She got that cervical cancer, and she was like in and out of like maybe gonna die.
No, that's
Yeah.
one of the more.
Had an active sex life. Oh, he was trying to warn other men. Really interesting. Oh, no kidding. I didn't know that part. Huh, really? Are they still married or did they get divorced? Huh. Well, he could have, do we know for sure he got it from his wife? Yeah, what a drag. It's just hard to believe in this day and age, all this shit's still out there, isn't it? It's like a couple stray dogs going in it. We're supposedly advanced. You go on YouTube, there's a bunch of people on there that got this HIV by, one night stands and shit. What a drag. How can you? That's like the opposite of winning the Powerball. Sure would drive me nuts. Oh, that's what happened. Oh, okay. Huh. How come your sound's weird, Michelle?
I don't know what's wrong with what's it sounding
It's
like.
like sounds like you got like a hand over your mouth.
Is it better now?
Yeah, it's better now.
Okay.
What's going on there?
No, I set my phone on something.
Oh, okay.
I'll
All
just
right.
put it on speaker.
Yeah. Oh, blaming his wife. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, never eat out. Good words of wisdom. That's it. Yeah. That's the beautiful thing about these chats. You can always get some good advice when you least suspect it. Oh, they're still married. Oh, no kidding. Oh, that is interesting. Huh. Yeah, that'd be kind of embarrassing, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, can you imagine like being in the public eye and like
No, oh my
your
God.
your husband's like, oh yeah, and this is why, because I mean,
Yeah.
really,
Right.
there's just certain things,
Yeah.
like
But in his position, either he got it from her or he was fucking around.
or maybe he
So he was, painted into a corner either way.
yeah, that might be the
When you're
case.
young, crazy Hollywood, you're rich, good looking, fame. Probably the worst thing that could happen to a guy. Be better off just pulling your putt in Crawfordville, Georgia, 67 years old. You catch nothing. Little blister here and there. Yeah. Yeah, those celebrities, there's a lot of horror stories out there out of infidelity and what they got and gave to their wife. And that's one of the big, you get a lot of hate mail, interviewing prostitutes, and a lot of people bring up, all the marriages they potentially ruined by their husband, dealing with heroin addicted prostitutes.
I think people really, I don't know. There's free will, you know what I mean?
No,
like you can't.
Sapolsky's, no. They just came out with a new book. Robert Sapolsky, Free Will's a Myth. It's all completely science. I'll tell you this, 2 of the girls that I interviewed, I'm not going to tell you which ones. You could fuck them in the ass for $25 without a rubber. And they had more business than they knew what to do with. That's scary. Isn't it? And you ready for this? Both of them were HIV positive. That is just, to me, is just mind blowing. I mean, just like, that's like it's just crazy.
Well, do you think that they were taking their medication?
No,
Like you
they
said,
weren't. They
'cause
weren't.
could be.
No, neither one of them were. You know, taking the medication for HIV, it's, you know, I know it costs the taxpayers about $6,000 a month, and then it was just too much of a regimen. The girls were, Tribbles is full of it tonight. The girls were, you know, your life, you don't give a fuck about anything. And that's, you know, that's a type deal where you take 3 pills at 10 in the morning and 4 more at lunch and, you know,
Oh,
6
there
more.
are
And
a
they
lot of
just,
pills.
yeah, it's like, fuck it, man. And you got to go get them and you got to have a glass
Oh
of
yeah, they
water.
wouldn't take.
No, it wasn't
You're
like,
right. They
you
wouldn't.
know, someone, you know, with a good job and a family they were trying to salvage that had, you know, that was worried about it, you know, so they were bad candidates for any kind of regimen of, you know, the medicinal help that they were getting.
Yeah, but you figure if okay, so think about it like this, right? If they, I'm not saying that you're lying, but if they're HIV positive and they're still out there living, their lifestyle that they're
Mhm.
living,
Mhm.
they obviously can't live that long. Like, how do you live
They
that
didn't.
long
They're both
without?
dead now.
Oh, okay. Well, all right. I was just about to say because
Yeah. But it wasn't HIV that got him. It was, you know, when you even
well, it was something
here's one
else.
thing that people don't realize.
It
Even
was,
when you get to the point of testing negative and being allowed or recommended that you can have unprotected sex, your likelihood for cancers is like through the roof.
right. Well,
It's
that's what I
still hard on your body, even though you can't transmit it to somebody else.
right. Like, well, that's what I was saying. Like, even if no, I totally get what you mean. Like, usually people with HIV, it's not like they die from HIV, they die from
Right.
something else.
Complications associated with it.
Right, right. So it's
Yeah.
not like, oh yeah,
Especially in this day and age.
right.
Yeah. But even when you're in check and you're, you know, as good as you can be, it's still a bad disease to have.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, there's all sorts of shit you get. And those immunosuppressant drugs, they do a lot of weird shit too. It's like, you know, you're carrying around a damn 1.5 pounds of pills all the time. Same with organ transplants. You ever see that the ritual these people have to go through with these liver and kidney and heart transplants? I'd just say, fuck it. It's the end of the road for me. I mean, you got to go through bullshit you wouldn't believe.
I know people who've had, organ transplants.
Yeah, anti-rejection drugs.
It is like, it is just crazy to me, the people who've had transplants. And guess what? I know people who've had transplants and it didn't work out and had to get another transplant.
Yeah.
And had to go through it again.
Yeah. Some people got HIV from transplants, transfusions. Arthur Ashe supposedly died from a blood transfusion that was HIV from blood that they got from the Red Cross.
You know what? They actually, I learned a lot working with, the Red Cross blood and everything. And it was very surprising to me, all of the medications that they've made with platelets and plasma. They've made tons of different medications. Now there's a whole line of medications for diseases and cancer and stuff so donate platelets and plasma because they're actually turning it into medicine to help out people who are struggling with those types of things. They're called, I am IMIB, that's the last like 4 letters of all of the medications that they've came out with,
Mm-hmm.
and they stem from human plasma and platelets.
Really?
Yeah, it's a whole line. If you go to like a rheumatologist or it's a new thing now. I don't even think all of the insurances cover it yet exactly,
Huh.
but it's a whole line that's helping people out, and it's all from people who donate their own blood, basically, you know?
Yeah. Huh. That's interesting.
That's why you see all of those like those plasma places all over
Yeah.
the place because they're using it in medicine now.
When you were pregnant, did you get that amniocentesis test?
What is that test for?
See if you're going to have a baby with Down syndrome or something.
No, I didn't want to
Was,
know.
was it related to being a Catholic?
I honestly, Tom, I just wanted to just let it be. Like if it was just for me, it was like we're just gonna let this be. I only got one ultrasound done. I did have issues when I was pregnant, but like I just didn't stress about anything. And I'm like, if something's meant to be, it's meant to be. Like there's nothing I can prevent if you know.
Yeah, but what take for an example you'd have had triplicate Down syndrome. You were rolling the dice on that? How about this?
I
You'd have got the test and they said, "Hey Michelle, you're gonna have 5 Down syndrome quints." Would you have went through with it?
yeah,
Really? Now is that the
yeah,
Catholic in you?
maybe. I don't know. But
Well,
it just
yeah.
it would feel like that. See, this is the thing.
You know, they give it to you for a chance for an abortion. So do you consider that murder?
I feel that everyone, like, okay, so if you have a feeling about something, right? So
Yeah.
everyone, I believe that everyone has these instincts, right? And you just have feelings about things. Like, I always knew that my son was going to live. I wasn't worried about it. Didn't want to take any weird tests or anything else or whatever else. I wasn't concerned. And I think everybody's different. And I think it boils down to, you know, your spirit on whatever the situation is. So I feel that you have intuitions and everything else, and you just need to listen to them. So
Yeah,
for
but if you
me,
had this intuition, would you have gotten pregnant to begin with?
I was not looking in I mean, that's a whole other topic that we can discuss later on, but um, I got pregnant and it was just one of those things that I just knew. There's some things in life that you really know that you just have a gut feeling and you know what you got to do. And sometimes you know either way. So I think it's a very personal decision for people to make. And because you're the one that's going to have to live with that decision. So, I mean, for me I don't have to live with your decisions.
Yeah, he's crazy, J-Mo. Right. Yeah, you're right. But I mean, it's just interesting to me that it's a moral decision on only one end.
So here's the thing. Here's my advice.
I mean, those
Because
panties don't take themselves off.
here's my advice. This is just advice.
Keep your
You don't
panties on?
what's that?
Keep your panties on.
No, no, no. I would never say that. Here's my advice. If you get pregnant, and this is from me knowing a lot of women who've had abortions, a lot of women who haven't had abortions. Um,
I don't think it's murder.
well, let me just tell you this: is the women that I've known who've had abortions, it leaves a mark on them.
Mentally?
Yes. Is everybody
All of them?
is everybody the ones that I know of, and it does. So I mean, maybe does it do it to everybody? Do I know everybody who's had an abortion? No, I don't. But I'm just telling you,
Yeah, but they moved on, didn't they?
I mean, they're still but they still think, I mean,
Yeah,
it's
but
just,
who doesn't have like a plate full of that kind of bullshit?
I'm not saying, I'm just saying
I mean, it was something, it's like anything. Smashing your finger in the door.
it's just advice, like just think about it. Like just don't use it as like a plan B pill. You know what I mean? Like don't just like, really know what you're doing. That's a major life decision. You know, it's not to be taken lightly. So you really should weigh out your options, your lifestyle, your future, and what really feels right for you. Like what really feels um
Right. So do you think guilt should control part of your decision?
um I don't so I would have to on that, I mean, um it's how, like, if if you feel right, like deep down, like let's just say deep down you're like, I just know that I just have to get rid of this baby, right?
Yeah.
Like I just can't. Like you just know, right? Then go
It's
for it.
not a baby yet.
Then go for it. Then do what, if it's like for certain. And guess what? When you know for certain, you're not going to care what anyone has to think or say. You're not going to care how many people are standing outside that abortion clinic holding up signs, because deep down that this is what
Yeah.
you have to do,
Yeah.
and you're fine with
How about going full term and giving it up for adoption?
That's always I mean, that's an option too. If you've if that's what I'm saying. Like when you're pregnant and I mean, there's a lot of willing parents out there. For me, I wouldn't be able to live with myself doing that. Just being like, here you go. I'm never talking to this child again that I just delivered from my body, and it grew in my body for 9 months. And then just, but like I said, it might feel right for somebody, like really like they're doing the right thing. So, like, but I really thought about it. Like before I hit a child, um, I really
Do you
just,
remember when that bomb got dropped on you? Did you just look at an EPT and see that big red ball?
I do.
Really?
I want to discuss that because I don't know if my son's gonna see this video.
Oh
He's
yeah.
gonna be
He
like,
doesn't look. He doesn't know about this, does he? On here?
no, I don't think so.
But that's how it happens, isn't it?
So what ended up happening, here's my story. I wasn't feeling good for a while. And I really didn't think I was pregnant, to be honest with you. I didn't even think, not even the slightest. That never even, like, I don't know why it didn't, but like I just thought I wasn't, you know, just not feeling that great and everything. And I told my friend, and my friend's like, you need to get a pregnancy test. I'm like, no, why do I need to get a pregnancy test for? I'm not pregnant. Like, just didn't think that was, like, totally didn't even think. Like, did probably, and I was already 3 months pregnant.
Oh wow, that much.
Yeah, when I found out, yeah, I was already 3 months, and I just thought I just wasn't feeling that great.
Yeah.
And so yeah, that's how stupid I was at the time. I was young, like, just, and then I couldn't believe it, and I cried, and I not like tears of like excitement, like I didn't know what to. I really thought she was over exaggerating, and I was just stupid even taking that top. Like, I really wasn't expect. She made me do it. Like, she made me take the test. She was like, "No, you need to go and you know." I was like, "Why? Yeah, right.
Wow.
Yep." But I really don't know how women go full term without. Have you seen those stories? Women going
Yeah.
full. I didn't even know, and they're like in labor. Like, how do you like? Okay,
I think
based
it's
on,
just freak bodies. Just freak, like it happens every 1 in 20 million women.
yeah, it has to be because
Yeah,
like
where
how
they
do
just
you?
don't show. And
Yeah, but like
I
you
have
don't.
seen women pregnant though that were like in their 8th month and they didn't look any different.
But you feel the baby moving around in there. Like, what did you think that was? Like gas? Like, I don't understand that.
Oh,
Like,
you do? You feel it moving around?
towards the end, you
Yeah.
see limbs, you see hands and feet coming from your stomach. Like, you see it. Like, oh
Really?
yeah, yeah.
Oh, wow.
I thought I had it. I thought it was like it freaked me out every time I saw it. I'm like, okay, I think I'm done now. Like, I think he's done in there.
Excuse me.
Like, because literally, yeah.
Yeah, that's
I think it's
crazy.
almost I think it's almost time.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a beautiful thing. It really is. It really brought me down to like this, you know, nature, like this is what I guess I was here for. And because when you're young and stuff, like you're just like, "Oh, I just want to do this," and your vanity and you have all of these superficial wants and everything else. And then when that something like that happens, it's like special. And
Yeah. Yep.
I'm sure every parent on here agrees,
Yeah, they probably do.
you know.
Yeah.
It's a very
It's a big responsibility.
yeah. Oh yeah, a big responsibility, but it's very special. It's very, especially when they come out and you're like, wow, I produced that. Like
Yeah, no, I
that
believe
grew
it.
in me. Like, how did
Yeah,
that even happen? It's just
right.
like, it's amazing.
Yeah. I agree. It's amazing. It is.
It's
And
better than
then you
getting,
run into couples. I know couples that spent 40 grand trying to get pregnant and couldn't.
I've known people too who've had to spend lots of money, but they were
Yeah.
all successful though. But they had to spend, like you said, like 40 grand, like,
Yeah.
but all of them were um successful. They all had uh, kids, and it wasn't looking good for them. And you know,
Yeah.
I think sometimes when you try too hard to have some, like sometimes, like I don't know, like I mean, that's kind of like a weird thing to say, I guess. But like,
Mhm.
I think when you try so hard to like have something, it ends up being harder for you.
Yeah, probably right.
You
Yeah.
just gotta let stuff happen naturally sometimes.
Yeah. Well, I did a lot of that.
Definitely. You just gotta.
Hear Daisy snoring?
Yeah, I was like, is that Daisy?
Is it?
You're gonna get her, you know what? You should get her like a little CPAP machine,
Yeah,
like a
I
little
know. She needs one.
doggy CPAP machine. Oh my God, that would be so cute at night. Yeah, Daisy's getting old too. She's gonna need
Yeah.
a diaper and
Yeah.
a
Little
CPAP
sleeper.
machine.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Actually, you know what's funny is I had a lot of friends growing up who had snoring issues, and it was like so annoying. Like I was like, shut up. Like you try to sleep.
You can snore though and not have sleep apnea.
Right, right. No, it
Yeah.
doesn't necessarily mean you have sleep apnea, but
Yeah.
yeah, like I'm sure everyone's spent the night at their friend's house when they were younger or whatever.
But,
And
but I honestly, I can't think of too many young people that snored.
Really? I knew some.
Really?
Who- Yeah, who snored. Yeah.
Were they overweight?
No,
Did they have allergies?
I think it might have been like allergies or something. I don't know. They had
Yeah.
something going on. But when you're a kid, it's not like you take note of everyone's health issues. You just kind of like, oh my God, you're
Yeah,
snoring.
no, right.
When you're
Yeah,
young, you're
yeah,
stupid.
yeah,
You don't
yeah.
know.
Yeah, you're right. Yep.
You're just like, stop snoring.
Yeah.
Roll them over.
Yeah. Oh, wait, she wakes me up snoring.
See, look, Tom, look, you're retired with your old wife,
Yeah, I
Daisy.
know.
You roll her
I haven't
over.
seen to bother Marty, but she sleeps with Marty more than me, but he's not here. But it bothers me. I wish she wouldn't do it. And if I took her out and like put her on the couch or something, she'll like go crazy trying to get in the. She doesn't like being alone. It's a pain in the ass, really. If she's on her back all the way, like in her feet up in the air, she doesn't snore. It's when she's on her side and stuff she does. Yeah, she's tired. Yeah, you're right. Crazy.
Doggy snoring. Well, actually, one of my cats has snores a little bit, and she has a breathing problem, but she gets a shot like once every 6 months. That
Yeah.
helps.
Yeah, Daisy's those kind of dogs have that nasal problems anyway. That short snout. You'd think a little tiny short snout, they'd breathe easier,
Oh, for sure.
but they don't. It's like all these like pugs and all those dogs. Almost all of them I've ever been around snored.
Who doesn't love a pug? Pugs are
Yeah.
the ugliest, cutest dog you could ever see. They're
Yeah.
so ugly, they're cute.
Yeah, they are. Yep.
Like, how can you say that about somebody? Like, oh, you're so ugly. You're that ugly that you're actually cute.
Yeah. No, it's
I
true.
like the bulldogs, but I never got one because I heard there are a lot of maintenance. You got to clean their
They are.
flaps and everything.
Yeah, they're all C-section too.
Really?
Yeah, all those births, they've been crossbred so much for that head that they're all C-sections.
Huh. Never
Which
knew
is
that.
nuts. Yeah, it's crazy, man. All
I
those
always-
specialty dogs, it's nuts.
I always wanted a golden retriever. I think they're like the happiest looking dogs ever.
Yeah.
Golden
Yeah, good
retrievers.
move. But they get that hair all over everything.
That's true. You're right. Well, the only thing I really don't
Oh,
like
French
about
bulldogs too, huh? That makes sense.
the only thing I don't like about dogs is when they smell. They smell when they get wet.
Yeah.
Wet dog, you can't.
Speaking of that, I wonder how cats like keep their back and stuff that clean.
I don't. You know what? To be honest with you, my cats never smell. Like
No, I know they don't, but I don't
they
know
don't-
how they get some of those spots.
Well, I know like with my cats, sometimes they groom each other. Like, so I think that helps too. But you're right. If you're a single cat, like,
Yeah,
I
they
don't-
always look like brand new.
yeah, they always look clean, and you don't have to bathe them. And
Yeah, you're right about that, JMO. That cat urine smells like hell.
oh yeah, cat
Hard
the
to get
litter
out
box.
too. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you don't want to mess around with cat litter boxes and stuff.
But I mean, if cats pee like in a house, man, good luck getting rid of it.
I never had issues with any of my cat. They all go in the litter box. Like I've never had any. The only time I ever had an issue was with an older cat, and she was almost, gone anyways. So,
Yeah.
but
Dribbles, that golden doodle guy said he made a mistake doing those. The guy that started that breed off said it was just a big mistake he made. But anybody I know that had one loved it. They don't shed, but they do have health problems.
that's the thing with dogs, though, too, is a lot of dogs end up having health problems that cost a lot of money. Where cats, it's like I've had very few health problems with my cats.
Yeah. No, I didn't want a pet either. I didn't want Daisy. I took the lady together, and then, she was old. I knew she wasn't getting any exercise, so I'd go down and walk her and take her swimming and stuff. And then the lady had to go in an assisted living care facility. And she said, I want to give you Daisy. It's like, thanks, but I don't really want a dog. I want to be free of one. And she said, okay, I'll find somebody else. And then I thought about it. It's like, fuck. I guess I'll take Daisy. I mean, I'm glad that I did, but I wasn't looking for a dog. You know, I mean, she's a good dog, but I think at this stage of my life, I don't want like dogs, cats.
Why don't you get like a cool aquarium put in the wall in your house and get
Yeah, no, there are a lot of maintenance, man. You still have to do water changes. I don't like the idea of taking like fish and stuff and putting them in that. Even if you do a good job and you feed them right and everything, it's still this little bullshit glass box they're in. You know, it's like exploiting them. They should just like be left where they came from. Really, I think like that. It's like, who knows what it does to them by putting them in a false environment. I mean, we know what it does with animals, apes and elephants and all that shit, killer whales. I think a lot of this stuff is more aware than people realize. It's just they don't exhibit it very well. They're just in there in this little ass stupid box so my dumb ass can watch them swim. It just bothers me. You know, I don't want birds in cages, fish in tanks.
Oh, Tom, did you get a fireplace put in your house?
No, I hate fireplaces.
Really?
Yeah, I do,
Aw.
man. I mean, I don't like the fake ones. Your insurance is a lot more with the real one. You got to babysit the thing when it's on.
No, they're awesome. I love fireplaces in houses.
You have some?
I wish.
You lose a lot of heat through them. You got to clean them out a couple times a year.
Yeah, but you can get a professional person to come clean
Yeah,
up.
I don't want to have to do that. I just soon not fuck with it. I don't know. You know, speaking of that, let's say I did get one. So you can walk around on those top of those metal roofs? Will that hold like people walking on it?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah. Nah, I don't want a fireplace, man. I want to hit turn. I'm a lazy son of a bitch. I want to turn the faucet and water comes out and set it on 72 and not do shit.
Well, then get a fake one. Get one of those cool fake
Yeah,
ones.
but they
that
look
have.
like so stupid. What am I going to do? Just sitting there and masturbate and watch you looking at a hustler? I mean, it just doesn't make sense for a guy like me. I'm sitting there by myself, like in a fireplace. It's like, you know, it's like couples, romance, you know, that kind of shit. I mean, just like a single guy, I like to just put it on 72 and not do shit.
I thought it would be perfect for you since you like to read. You like to read. You could probably like put a fire on if it's cold out. Freaking read your books. I don't know.
No, I don't like a lot of covers on. I like just like 72 with like a medium cover. Like if I turn a ceiling fan on, like now, like I don't have the heat on, I leave the window open, it's like too cold during the night. If you ever like wake up because you were cold, it messes up a good night's sleep. I can tell when that happened to me. Like you pushed off the blanket, I wake up, it's like feel like shit. I know what happened. I got cold during the night. But I don't like too heavy of a blanket. I like one the air can blow through. It's got to be just the right temperature with the windows open to where I can have the ceiling fan on, the window open, and this like kind of medium, you know, blanket. You know, a lot of blankets, you know, they run the gamut. You can have some like you could put a jet engine next to it and you wouldn't feel the air. But there's a lot of cheap blankets where you can feel the air coming through them. You think it's your imagination, you know, why am I cold? I'm under these blankets. It's because you got cheap blankets.
Hey, who's gonna start a fund to buy Tom a heated blanket?
Yeah, I don't like those either. You get too hot. I liked them when I was young, you know, the novelty of them.
Mm-hmm.
You get too hot. I don't need one. Like I wear sweatpants and a shirt to bed. You know, and I just like, I don't like a bunch of I don't like heavy covers on me.
Triples, yeah, they do have the fireplaces pretty cheap at Walmart. I mean, you know what? I looked into them, the fireplaces, because obviously I own a house and I can't put a real one. Well,
You could get one put in, couldn't you?
probably, but it would probably cost.
Yeah, 15 grand or something.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. But they have
Yeah, it is hard to find a good blanket. It is. I'll tell you, one thing I did find out though, by accident, and that is those expensive high count thread sheets are worth it.
Oh yeah.
No shit, man. I really believe you get a better sleep. Another
Well-
thing I quit doing, I had like king beds in my life. I'm not doing that anymore either. You know, you pay up the ass for everything. Sheets and all that. I don't like a top sheet either.
Have you ever tried a down comforter?
Too hot.
Oh, too hot for you? Okay.
Yeah. 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 Lightweight quilts. Yep. I like the one I can just put in the washer and wash it and like dry it. And, you know, when it wears out, I'll get another one. The good ones, the expensive ones are like too heavy and too hot. I like the Walmart one. You know, it's like when you wash it, it's not like 40 pounds of soaking cloth that is going to tip your dryer upside down when you try and dry it.
Well, I got
Making your washer quit because it's too heavy.
well, I bought one of those weighted blankets.
Oh, I see. That would drive me nuts.
Yeah, like I only use that like once like in the winter usually, but like
Yeah.
it actually helped my sleep for a while because it helps you to prevent you from moving around. And
Yeah.
like sometimes moving around in your sleep can actually wake you up or disrupt
Yeah,
your
it does.
sleep.
Yeah. I think I get sleep issues. I don't think I have sleep apnea, but I
Yeah.
mean, when I get up in the morning, sometimes it's like you wouldn't believe where the pillows and stuff are.
Have you ever had a sleep study done?
Yeah, I have.
Oh, okay.
Yep. I mean, I'll have pillows like, how did they get there? Like at the opposite end of the room on the floor. Like I fight at night or something.
Tom's fighting off sleep.
Yeah. I'll get up sometimes. It's like you have 4 pillows and they're all on the floor, different places, like opposite ends of the room. Weird.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I like sleeping on my stomach too.
Oh, that's a rare. Not a lot of
Yeah.
people do that.
Yeah, I can fall asleep on my back, but eventually I'll roll over.
Well, actually, sleeping on your stomach is actually better for your breathing at night, believe it or not.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah, I forgot what it does, that position does, but it's better for your airways and everything.
Huh.
It relieves some kind of I don't know what kind of pressure or whatever.
Huh.
Yeah,
Crazy.
stomach sleeping.
Yeah.
We'll get you one of those what were those things that you wrap babies up in so that they fall asleep like all nice and snug and tight and like they fall asleep better? The swaddler things.
Yeah.
We'll wrap you up in a swaddler thing so you can get a good night's sleep so you're not keeping
Yeah.
the pillows all over the place.
Yeah. Yeah. I wonder what happens. Oh, sleeping on your left side? Oh, okay. That's interesting. Huh. Well, I think I'm going to sign off here, guys. I'm going to go change the batteries in my GoPro. And I'm going to brush my teeth and go to beddy bye.
Alrighty.
Well, thanks for
Have a
coming
good
out,
night.
you guys. I hope you guys have a good day. It's fun. Good talking about these things. We got somewhere. Conan, good luck with everything.
Oh yeah.
If you need any help with that, let me know. Jabo, you have a good night. Tribbles. Michelle, thanks. Rob,
Welcome.
anybody else out there I missed? A lot of people went to bed. Triples. This is late for Sunday night.
I know. Everyone get to bed. Get to work in the morning.
Yeah, get to bed. Well, have a good night, you guys. Thank you. Have a good day tomorrow. We will party on later. See you, JMO. Yeah, typos, I know. Autocorrect. Crazy some of the stuff it writes. Bye, Alethea. See you, Conan. Take care, you guys.